Hello, welcome everyone. This is Sagar Shah live from Mumbai, and we are here with our first stream after hitting 1 million on the channel. So it's a very big stream, and I'm very excited that we are going to start off with India's Got Chess Talent. So if you guys remember, I had made this announcement on 28th of January 2022, which was 8 months ago on my 32nd birthday. And I'm very happy that we have managed to make progress and actually got it rolling thanks to our trainers and our students. And it's going to be an epic stream. I'll tell you more about it. But first, a very warm welcome to everyone. All those who have been asking for a 1 million celebration stream, this will happen in some time in future. I'm planning that, but for now this is India's Got Chess Talent, and what exactly it is, let's try to figure out. So India's Got Chess Talent is a program that we have launched here, and it is 4 chess trainers of India who are the best in the world, I can say, who are definitely best in India and also in the world, who are part of this. So there are 4 teams. Team Debashish Das, as you can see on the left. Team Shyam Sundar, his team is known as Wings of Fire. He's Grandmaster Shyam Sundar. There is team of Swapnil Dhopade. It's called Team Chess Patshala. And team of GM Swayams Mishra. It's called Team Delphinus. So these are the 4 teams who will be playing, and each team will have 8 players in it. So a total of 32 players have been selected for this. You can imagine that actually there were a total of more than 700 applications. From that, we have shortlisted to 32, 8 in each team. Let's move on so that you know more about it. This is the first team. It is Team Debashish Das. It consists of 8 players here, and we will be today. The first session is of this team. The next team is Team Shyam Sundar. That will happen tomorrow at 7 p.m. Then we have Team Swapnil Dhopade, Team Chess Patshala. That will happen day after tomorrow on 3rd. And finally, we have Team Swayams Mishra, which is the 4th team, and it will happen on 4th of September. And the format of this is that from 1st to 4th, we will have training sessions with each of the trainers and their teams. The players will continue their work for the week, and in mid-September, we will have the semi-finals 1, semi-finals 2, and finals each match. So each semi-final and final will be of 8 games of 15 minutes plus 10-second increment. That will happen. And in case of a 4-4 tie, we will have an Armageddon. And what are they playing for? First of all, they will all be learning from these trainers, because it's a golden opportunity for each one of them to learn from these trainers. But the winning team will also receive 10,000 rupees of products, a gift voucher that they can buy chess products to improve their game. And in addition, the coach of the winning team can decide who gets the India's Got Chess Talent scholarship of rupees 50,000. It can be any player that the coach decides. So imagine if Team Debashish wins the event, then Debashish Das can decide who gets this India's Got Chess Talent scholarship. So let's begin first with introducing the man himself, GM Debashish Das. He is the first Grandmaster from Odisha. He is a phenomenal chess player. His highest ELO was 2550, and now he has become a full-time trainer, and he works extremely hard. He's churning out such great players. In fact, every day, almost every week, I see his post on Facebook saying, my so-and-so student gained 100 ELO points. My so-and-so student gained so-and-so ELO points. So Debashish is doing a fantastic job, and we are honored that he is here with us today. So let me invite him right now on the screen. Debashish,
Oh, hello, Sagar bhai.
kaise ho? How are you doing?
Must. You say, how are you?
I'm very good, Debashish. I'm very excited for India's Got Chess Talent. And your team consists of eight very young. I think your team is the youngest team out there. And what what have you prepared for them today? So, what is your plan? Could you tell us a bit?
So I studied all of the ChessBase India. Like you sent me 100 games, like approximately 97 games were there,
Mhm.
and I studied them. Uh, no, 87 game. Yes, 80 games are there. Like I studied, let's say 99% games, everything,
Wow.
because I so all the games. Some of the games I even gave to my students also, like training material. So and they wrote their weakness and how they started playing chess and how they did. I went through them and i I observed certain patterns, like uh, like common themes where they, and I made a list of things like what I should tell them,
Hmm.
how everyone should work, and that's it. Let's see how it goes.
Amazing. So, and Debashish, thank you for making time out from your schedule for this. And should we get on with the knowing the players so that everyone can know more about them?
Sure, sure.
Okay. So, firstly, uh, the first player that we have, this is the team that we were talking about, and the first player is Samhita, whom we will be having on our screen. First, let's listen to a short video that Samhita had sent us.
Hi, my name is Samhita. I'm from Hyderabad and my current rating is 1193. According to me, chess is everything and chess is my life. Thanks to India's Got Chess Talent, players like me will get more opportunities to perform. Thank you.
So, Devashish, we have Samhita on our screen. Hi, Samhita, how are you?
I'm fine.
Right.
Samhita, you are just 8 years old. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
And you already have a rating of 1165.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And you are a very strong chess player. So, very big welcome to you. Debashish, do you have anything to her? Like, just any words?
uh Okay, I made a list of things.
Ah,
She asked me, she like her doubts were, she wrote like calculation, not thinking operand move, and all these things like I have written
okay.
around questions. Like, do you have any specific doubts you
we
want to ask?
we will she can ask doubts in a bit, but just so that you know, Debashish, she is the under 7 online Asian schools champion, and
Oh
also
wow.
under 7 national schools runner up, and under 8 nationals runner up, and Asian youth chess championship under 8 bronze medal winner. So very talented youngster.
Yes, yes.
Okay, shall we go to the next participant, Samhita? A warm welcome to you, and I hope you are excited to learn today.
Yes.
Yes, okay, very nice. Let's go to the next here. After Samhita, we have Mariam Fatima. She is from Muzaffarpur, Bihar. She is 16 years old and her FIDE rating is 1582. Let's have her video on the screen.
Hello, my name is Mariam Fatima. I am from Muzaffarpur, Bihar. My current elo is 1560. To me, chess is a game where you need to play right moves at right time. India's Got Chess Talent is a platform where I will improve my strength.
And that was Mariam here. Uh, and let's have her on the screen. Hello, Mariam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mariam, you are all the way from Bihar, and you are also the Bihar state champion. You have won state championship in women's section from Bihar. And do you know Grandmaster Debashish Das? Have you met him before?
Yeah, when I started playing in 2016, he had come to Bihar for national A.
Yes. I remember Debashish. You remember you had played the national A in Bihar, and
Yes.
Mariam had come there with her father to watch that tournament. So,
Yes.
and you were playing quite well in that event. If I'm
I-
not mistaken, you
last
had
round
won the last round.
Yes.
So it was a big thing for you, and today she's here. So welcome, Mariam, to this event. And are you excited to learn from Debashish?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go to our next contestant here. The next one is
Hello, my name is Mariam Fatima. I'm from Muzaffarpur, Bihar. My
Shashini Puvi. She's from Bengaluru and she's 9 years old and her rating is 1167. So Shashini today is having certain internet issues. She's there on the call, but she can't speak nor can she come on video because she's in the travel, but she can hear us. So I'll just play the video of Shashini here.
My name is Shashini Puvi. I am from Bangalore. My classical rating is 1070. Chess is my oxygen. It is a dream to fulfill my ambitions.
So that was Shashini, and Shashini is currently she was under 6 national champion of national schools champion of India, and she's currently in 3rd grade, and she is here with us. Let's go to the next one here. The next player on our screen is Shrihan Karmakar from Port Blair, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He's 8 years old, he's unrated, and he's also has been the under 8 state champion of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So let's hear Shrihan first before inviting him on the screen.
My name is Shrihan Karmakar. I am 8 years old and I am from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Chess is life and fun. India's got chess talent is great place to improve in chess. Thank you.
Hello Shrihan, how are you? Shrihan, you have to unmute yourself.
I am fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. Shrihan, are you excited to learn from Debashish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. I must tell you, Debashish, that Shrihan is from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He has been the under 8 state champion, and over there, chess is growing very rapidly. But it's not easy for him to, get very high
To travel. Travel is a very
travel,
difficult part.
to
Yes.
travel, also to get good training. So for him, this is a great opportunity to learn from you.
Yes. Okay, I understand. Traveling is a very big issue
Yes.
for. I mean that if you manage, then that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Shrihan, you are what's your aim in chess, Shrihan?
So,
Don't be nervous.
Not
You
still
can
learning.
say whatever you like.
You are thinking just say
सर मुझे
learning.
पता नहीं है.
हाँ क्या क्या
सर मुझे याद नहीं है.
याद नहीं है. ओके फैंटास्टिक. तुम अच्छा खेलना, ठीक है. एंड क्या पता यू माइट बिकम द फर्स्ट एवर ग्रैंड मास्टर फ्रॉम अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड्स. तो क्या ही इट वुड बी अ ग्रेट अचीवमेंट. ओके, let's go to the next one who is in the team. There are 8 members in the team. So the next is Hemal Varshan Andala Mala. He is 8 years old from Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. He has a FIDE rating of 1398. That is Hemal Varshan. Let's have a video of Hemal to know him better.
My name is Hemal Vashal. I am from Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. My present rating is 1366. chess is not profession.
I can learn,
I can learn chess in India's Chess Got Talent.
Hello, Hemal Varshan, how are you? Can you unmute yourself?
Fine, sir.
You're fine.
Yes, sir.
And Hemal, you are from Andhra Pradesh. You are under-8 state champion of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And are you excited to learn from Debashish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And Debashish, he is also 8 years old. He has a rating of 1398. So very talented young boy. And I think
I really like. I mean, was a interview of R.B. Ramesh sir. He said he really likes to teach young kids because they can. They have a very long future ahead. And from chess, it's not only about chess. Like you can teach them the importance of learning rather than result mindset. So it's a really great opportunity that you have provided, that to teach these young kids about the importance of learning rather than focusing result.
Wow. That
At this
is
age, it's not about chess, it's about overall life. If you just focus for next your 10 to 15 years of career only on knowledge, it will take you, you'll have everything in this world.
amazing. That's so nice, nicely put, Debashish. Let's look at your team is the youngest, yeah, all young youngsters. So it's actually, as you said, great opportunity to teach them many things on chess, of the chess as well. Let's look
Yes.
at the next player who's there in your team. That is Ujjan Bhattacharya from Kolkata, West Bengal. He is 17 years old. Let's listen to Ujjan what he has to say.
Hello, my name is Ujjan Bhattacharya. I am from Kolkata, West Bengal. My current rating is 1536 and chess for me is an amazing journey. India's Got Talent provides me an opportunity to improve at chess.
Hi Ujjan, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. How are you,
Ujjan,
sir?
I'm very good. Ujjan, you recently won the under 17 National Schools Championship title, right?
Yes.
And that too in the home state of Debashish.
Yes, sir.
So you went to Odisha
Coincidentally.
and you played in kit and you won that title. Are you excited to learn from Debashish?
Very much.
What do
Looking
you
forward to
want
it,
to
sir.
learn from him?
How to improve?
That is, yes. Wait, he's put it in simply 3 words. Yeah, how to improve.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, cut the bullshit part. Just tell me the path. Yes, and I will do the rest of the journey.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Ujjan, we are very excited to have you, and we'll start the session very soon. Let's go to our next contestant after Ujjan. The next player whom we have here is Honi Arora. Honi is from Jaipur, Rajasthan. 15 years old, has a rating of 1682. Let's listen to what Honi has to say.
Hello, my name is Soni Arora. I am from Rajasthan, Jaipur. My FIDE rating is 1679, although my peak rating was 1889. Chess is literally a part of my life now. I have been playing it for 8 years. Now, ChessBase India's Got Chess Talent means a golden opportunity for me to take my chess to the next level. Thank you.
Very cool, Honi. Good to see you. That smothered mate was a nice idea. Who gave you that?
Actually, it was my idea to just set up that small, but it didn't came in that video.
No, it came at the start.
Yeah, it came.
Yeah, but Honi, Debashish, I must tell you, Honi has been the Rajasthan state champion in under 9, under 11, under 13, under 15, and under 20. So I think he's clearly the most talented youngster from Rajasthan. Very, very good. And Honi, do you know Debashish?
Yes, sir. I saw some lectures of his in ChessBase India, so that's how I got it.
And are you excited to learn from him?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited.
And what is your aim to learn from him from this?
I want to improve like various areas of middle games and how to make decision making.
Okay, very interesting. So Debashish, that is Honi, and I think we've almost gone through the team. There might be one more player. Let me just make sure that we have covered everyone. Yes, of course, CM candidate master Garv Gaur. He is from Faridabad, Haryana. He is 14 years old. He's the highest rated player in this group, and his rating is 2060. Let's listen to Gaur.
Hey guys, this is candidate master Gargaur here. I am from Faridabad, Haryana, and my current standard elo is 2060. When I started playing chess, it was just a game for me, but soon along with time, it has got interconnected to my life, and in every situation, it is now helping me. So it has become more than a sport for me. Lastly, I would like to thank you, ChessBase India, for launching this program. I think it will help every player who are not in limelight but has great potential to become a good player.
Hello, Garv. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Am I audible?
Garv, your mic is a little bit muffled, so we can't hear you very clearly.
I don't know what's the issue. Maybe some lag.
Now it's okay. Now it's okay. You are you had won the under 12 Commonwealth title and also Asian Schools Rapid Champion, Standard Asian Schools runner up, Haryana State Senior Champion, and all of this at age of 14 years. It's amazing. That's such a phenomenal achievement. So very talented youngster here, Debashish from Haryana.
Yes, so I mean, there is this Honi, Aurora, and Garv. They are like winning all this, so you should start playing outside of the state. I mean, it's good that you are winning. Should not live in your comfort zone. Okay, you are clearly the superior in your state, Rajasthan and Haryana. So start playing outside. And you know, it's like only when you play against a better player than you, they will teach you or guide you like where you lack and where you should work on. So it's important. Like don't live in a comfort zone. I mean, like Sagar Bhai was telling, like you won everything in state. So there is no point for you to play in keep on winning the same event. I mean, it will get let this complacency feeling will start to have. Like okay, I have everything. So this you should know. Like you should the hunger should be there to learn and to achieve more.
Yes.
Important.
Very yeah, that's important. So I think that was your team, Debashish, and this is I think your entire team. Just a second, let me make sure that I have all of them on the screen. Yes, so they are here. Actually we have 8 players. One of them is not on video but there can hear you, and Shashini actually also sent a message saying it's an honor to learn from you, Debashish sir. So they are all here, and I hope guys you all are excited to learn, and we will begin with the session. And Debashish, we also have people in the chat who will take part here, and maybe if there are any questions, you know, we can also sometimes ask them for the answers. We have a setting that I can ask the chat chess moves. I can ask them the questions, and accordingly, you know, we can ask them.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So let me know 1 second. How should we begin? Should we start off with some position?
Yes, some warm-up position.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just put up the warm-up position here. Just a second. This is good. Just trying to make sure that our chat can also take part here. Okay, so guys, the first position is this one for all of you, all 7 of you Are you ready? If you can, guys, just show a thumbs up that you are ready. Himal Varshan, are you ready? Okay.
Oh, unmute yourself.
Unmute and you are muted.
Everyone unmute. I think everyone can unmute. Yes.
Okay. So here's the first question, guys. Why, Debashish, you can tell them what they have to do.
Yes. So this position is white to play, and as I said, like Honi asked, right, that how to. As I said, it's not about which book you are doing or like which website, chess.com or chess24. It doesn't matter. It's about how you are doing that matters. So this position is white to play. So whenever you are solving any position, try to see things till end, and then like do not move any chess piece. Like when you are solving, and if you are above 2-0 rating or like 1800, 1900, then you can use all this computer skin is good. But below that, below let's say 1500, it's better. Chessboard is better because chess. Like you will have touch because mostly once you are like above 2-0, you will have, it's okay to use more computer screen is okay. So this is one, do not move pieces while thinking. And when you see winning variation, let's say you think that, okay, in this variation, I'm winning. So out of excitement, you should not tell the answer. This is very important. Like all the great results in life or any great things that anyone achieved in this life, not out of excitement, out of logical thinking, logical analysis with they're very calm and composed. Out of excitement, like okay, this is winning. I got excited and I'll play this move and it can turn out to be a blunder. Like you should do always blunder check before making the move. So blunder check means like, did I miss anything simple in this position? And this is a famous quote by Sagar Bhai can correct me. He has a fantastic knowledge in classics, chess classics, that when you see a good move, try to find a better move. Tarash told or who told it? I
think
forgot.
it was Laskar who said
last time. Yes. I knew Sagar must be knowing. Sagar Bhai must be knowing exactly who said it. So yes. So if you find a good move, try to find a better move. So like it should not be out of excitement. So
Debashish, while you are talking about excitement, our chat is getting very excited and all of them are saying the wrong move. Yeah, like I saw the chat, and if you look at what they are saying, there's just one move that many people have said, rook cc8. So I think they are already but I don't want to reveal the right move because here we have our 8 members of the team. So if guys, anyone has found the answer, can raise your hand and then Debashish can ask you. So anyone who's found? Yeah, Mariam? Okay.
Look into 8, going king into 8, rook h7, and there is a threat of rook h8.
Correct. Very good.
So look at how Mariam solved it. Rook takes a8, rook takes a8, and she made a very important move here, Debashish. I think this is easy to miss.
Yes.
Because it's
like you were
check.
So material, giving up material is like a very important theme. Let's say like it's a difficult to give something. So and also in calculation, you should always see check, capture, threat, and then comes pawn break. Is there any pawn break in this position? Then only you should look for quiet moves at this stage, at your level. So the order is very important. Check, capture, threat, then pawn break, then only quiet moves. Okay.
And this position here is winning.
Yes, this position is winning. I mean, this king pawn game, like he has to play rook d8 or rook c8. I will exchange the rook, and then king f2, and the game is over because I have h pawn as a like pass pawn,
and he cannot create a passer here. The king is in near. So very nice. Actually, Mariam, that was very quick. Yeah, you spotted it very well.
Yes.
Should we go to the next one, Debashish?
Sure.
Okay. So let's go to this one. And guys, in the chat also, please do put in your answers, because I see that many people are actually attempting it, and rook c d7 was the main move that chat had mentioned. So guys, the right answer was rook a8.
Yeah, rook 8. And see, when you see rook c d7, after rook c d7, there are two moves which black can play, and there is nothing. So if rook c d7, one is king e6. Okay, and there is nothing.
If he takes
special.
here, you take
King
here.
to d7. King to d7 is there. And there is nothing special. And yes.
So this is not the right answer.
Yeah, this is nothing special.
Okay, let's go to the next question now. This one here, this is a very famous game. Debashish, can you tell us a bit about it?
No, this is Fisher is white. Black is
Petrosian.
Petrosian. Yes, Petrosian.
So
this is the end game, and white has queenside pawn majority. So here as a white, this is okay. So first try to find white to play. So what will be? What will play?
Okay, white to move, guys. Try to think, and once you have got the answer, please raise your hand so that they can, Debashish can ask you and then can give the right answer. And by the way, these are all the positions that Debashish has collected. And I must tell the chat that he's worked really a lot for today's session. Also, all of you guys. So, it's really fantastic. Please give your 100% here. Himal Varshan, are you able to see the board? Okay. Samhita?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Shrihan, you also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. So everyone's able to look at the board.
Yes.
We have Aniket Narayanan Biswas in the chat, who is actually member of another team. So he's also learning from this. He will also learn from the other stream, which is actually very nice,
It's good. And I'm saying to all my 8 students that also try to learn, watch the other next tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and the next. Watch all the videos there is always, try to learn a lot. Like there are like amazing content are there in ChessBase the website. There are amazing content. Like he's inviting Ramesh sir, Jakova God, many great coaches. Like they just come and give their knowledge. It's freely available. It's amazing content. So watch it. So learn from everyone.
Right.
Okay.
Very important. I'm going to write down all that Debashish is going to say, because this is really gold.
It's all recorded, Sagar bhai.
But okay. Guys, anyone? Any hands up? Ujan is very worried. Yeah, he's like, what sort of position is this?
Yes, sir, I was calculating something and it didn't work.
Okay. What about Garv? Garv, any idea?
Yeah, I think so. There's no tactics in this position. So maybe like we can improve our position by just or something.
So he's saying that there are no tactics here, but what move did you suggest, Garv?
Maybe F3.
F3 is suggested by Garv. Okay. Anyone else?
What is your
sorry,
what's your idea? Oh, Garv, you can unmute.
Yeah, Garv, what's your idea with F3?
I like to just limit the black's activity, and we can also move our king to F2 and like start advancing, or maybe even G4 also.
F3 idea can be G4. Okay.
So his idea of F3 is to get the king out and also to play
Oh,
G4.
he didn't say king out.
No, he said.
You said?
Yeah. Garv, you said king to move the king to F2, right? Yes.
No, you think he said? Garv, you said? Garv? I don't think he said king move. He said pawn F3 to limit knight E4 square and G4. He didn't say king thing.
Yeah, but I also said king F2.
He said king f2. I
He
think
said
his
it.
voice is a little muffled.
His
So
voice is
yeah,
yes.
but he said king f2, and
Okay.
is that correct, Debashish?
Yes, that is the correct move, and it was played by Fischer.
Hmm.
Yes. So in endgame, remember, in any endgame position, king, like in middle game position, when there are queens on the board, like king, try to don't make any pawn weakness in front of your king position. Like h2, g2, f2 is good. But once it is endgame, the king activity is very important. You should pay attention to king centralization in endgame, because there will be no attack and mate. Like there are some endgame positions, there are attacks are there, but most of the endgames, king activity will find it's a very, very important concept. Like it's like king activity can be called as like pattern recognition. Like many people, they don't pay attention to it, and it's very important. And another important thing for everyone is to study classics. When you study classics, all these great players, see, it is all about fundamentals. Chess is all about fundamentals, like most of the things. Like Anish also said, like if you see any top player games, uh, they follow fundamentals. Like even if you see Tal games, you might think like Tal is a crazy, like he sacrifices and he does all this stuff. But if you observe and pay attention to details, even the great attacking games has very strong positional foundation. Without strong positional foundation, a good attacking game is not possible. How one can attack with pieces, right? If pieces are not contributing to the action, there cannot be any attack. So don't don't have any very strong opinion. Like I don't like to attack. I am a positional player. Like there are many. They wrote in the chat that I am a positional player. I don't like to attack or sacrifice. It doesn't work like this way. So as a chess player, if you want to grow, you have to be like overall, you have to mature with time and like so. If you observe this classical games, this all when you pay attention that they always follow the fundamentals of chess principles, like bringing king to the center. And if you see, if someone is not following the fundamentals, then he's not a top player. It's clearly. I mean, it's very easy to understand. If you pay attention to Vidit game, excellent, fantastic positional player. And all these things he will tell like in effortlessly. All these things will come to him. That's why he's a top player. That's why he's a top player. So the one who is able to, like with practice, will be really good at this. You will be like telling in very short time. So it's all about practicing fundamentals. And if you are really like it's a very big statement, but if you are really good at fundamentals, like minimum you'll be a GM. If you are really good at like it's about applying also. So you see anyone who is in excellent shape in a tournament, just observe that his game, his or her game, that observe and you see a player with worst form in a tournament. You will start to see he's making all the basic fundamental mistake. Like you will say, okay, one player is having bad time. It is possible, right? Any player can have a very worst tournament. Like you go to play Aeroflot tournament or Gibraltar, like very strong open tournament. So you will see one single pattern in every game, that he made some very, very basic fundamental thing. Like he got frustrated. Let me play fast. I lost all the games. I don't want to think anymore. So it is all about chess basics at the end.
Got it. So Debashish, there was one question in the chat by not YouTuber. He says that my rook on c1 is not a1 is not doing much. So can't I just play rook a c1 here in this position?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible. But there is another rule in chess that you are not so sure where this rook actually belongs to. No, it can be, you never know that, but you are absolutely 100% sure that king needs to be centralized. This rook may not, maybe, can you go back 1 second, Shagar? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to play rook a1. Maybe your life can, as the life is so unpredictable, chess can be also unpredictable. That maybe after f3, king f2, you don't have to exchange the rook. You can play rook e5, how it happened in the later game. much later. Or you can even play rook e c1 also. You never know what
Maybe
opportunity
this
will
can
come.
come useful with that side.
You
Correct.
can, there can be other useful, but you never know whether rook a c1 is needed. But you are absolutely 100% sure f3 king f2 is beneficial.
Got it. Excellent.
So,
Okay. So, Debashish, those were some warm-up positions. Should we go to the games of the players now?
sure, let's go.
So, whom should we start with?
Honi Aurora, I think we should start with Honi.
Okay. So, let's go with Honi. And
So his game against Vidit, game number 11.
yes, I have it on. So, which move number should we go to?
So let's go to the 7th move, bishop e2.
Okay.
So here, he's black. So let's flip board. I mean, he's black.
Sure. So Honi is here. Honi was playing with Vidit, and this was where did you play against Vidit, Honi?
So it was like a blitz cycle he announced on his YouTube channel. That's it.
On his channel. Okay.
So this position, so after you played this game against Vidit, you came back home. Like it's a very important game. You analyzed in detailed depth. It's very good. I really like the way you analyzed. But you did like here. I think Queen a5 is a good move. Yes, Queen a5 is a better move. So you didn't analyze Queen a5 move. Analyzing games is a very important. You only did g6, which you played. Try to analyze games is very important. The move order, because after this, white is better. G6 is a bad move. Okay, so G6. So analyzing games. So here I said at this stage is not important, but against strong player, it's very, very important. Like player like Vidit, you make one mistake, gone. You will not get a second chance. There is no even like I made one mistake against Vidit, that's over. I'm talking about classical chess, and these guys are extremely good. That's why they're in the top. So with these players, you have to be exactly thorough in the move order, especially when you're playing against like above 2400 or 2500. These things matters a lot, especially if you're playing above 2600. It's like one mistake out, you'll never get second chance, most of the cases. So Queen a5 is the important part. And after here, I mean, you didn't play Queen a5, or you didn't know probably. But after this, you should have opening reporter, and you should make Queen a5. You should like, you can't have like in one day you will not have everything in your opening reporter analysis, but you have to constantly build it with time. Yeah. Okay, make mistakes and try to learn. It's like every game is like learning experience for you. So keep learning. So look, even though Vidit is such a great player, you played G6 bad move, but he didn't exploit it. And he started playing very badly, and you were winning actually. If you were like you dominated the entire game actually. Like if you would have played, and here bishop f3 was good move instead of c5, which he missed, and he could have won the. I mean, if you would have found this, because Vidit is a very positional player, so he likes all this kind of decision like c5. Like Vidit is probably emotional towards this move. I mean, because your true the nature comes out when you are playing blitz. So Vidit is a pure positional genius, you can say. So whenever he finds an opportunity to make things positional, if it is like he doesn't know any position, if he gets positional approach, he will go for it. If he finds something positional. So he went for it, which was a bad decision. You played very well, but okay, then things, then we can see the game, but we can go to move number 22.
Yeah.
So here, whenever you have double bishop, you should, this is the fundamental, like for some people I say, write down, but this, everything is recorded. You can watch it later, and you can, so whenever you have double bishop, try to open up the position. It's very important. You should not keep it close. I mean, the more you open, the bishops are powerful only in open position, right? And so what should be black's aim? he should try to exchange as many things as possible because he's under attack. So you should play g4.
Yes.
This is.
So in that game, like I was thinking of this, then I played bishop h6 to protect f4 pawn.
Okay, there is one thing I would like to say. See, when we learn fundamentals and when we fail to apply them, okay. So there was something like I wrote, like it was actually a Ramesh sir book. Okay, it's not like I'm saying, it's from Ramesh sir book. So this like you have own bias, prejudices, personality, fear, some conviction about something, likes and dislikes, belief system. So whenever you learn some fundamentals about some certain topic, but you don't apply them, it is that you strongly don't believe in those fundamentals. That is why you don't apply them. It is the Ramesh sir words, not I'm just saying it. So you strongly don't believe in those principles. That clearly shows. And this is the weakness. And with the time, when you pay attention, and also there is another thing, when you have some weakness, let's say this is also how coach make also some mistakes that they will tell you that you are like, even like after the game, you come to home and you say, I'm weak in tactics. This is very bad. You should not speak like this. I mean, you should not speak with yourself in such a way. That you should say like, if you say like, I'm always weak, I'm always making mistake in tactics. This is the wrong statement. I mean, this is how you should not speak. Like you should say that I'm whenever coming tactical position, like I'll be more aware. I'll be more alert. This is the right way. See, the way you speak is very important. It's like, if someone is not wearing like good cloth, you should not say like you are looking horrible. This is not the right way to speak. So you can say like you can wear this. This will be nice. Like there is a way of telling things. So there is also a way of telling how to improve in chess. Like you should not never say I'm always. So a player has to constantly choose between what he wants to do and what he has been told, taught, and learning to do. And every chess player will have his own natural way of doing things. The chess principle guide us to how to do things the correct way. If the chess principles do not conflict with the nature of the player is able to absorb those principles and apply them effectively in his games. If the chess principles teach things that can run contrary to the nature of the player finds it very difficult to accept those principles and apply them in his games. Whenever there is a contradiction between the chess principles and the player's nature, the players usually choose to rely on what his instincts tell him to do rather than the chess principles. Over time, this becomes his nature of his weakness.
So what essentially you are saying, and guys, what Debashish and what he has read from the book is that there are certain principles in chess, and these are well known to many of you, like open up the position when you have bishop pair, or when you have an isolated pawn, do not exchange pieces, or when you're playing against isolated pawn, exchange more pieces, and so on. But if you don't do it, it means that there is something that is not, that you have not understood it so well. There are some personal biases you have as a player, and you should work on them. Am I correct, Debashish?
Yeah, and you should work on them, and you want to do certain things, but over the board, like you like to do something else. Like you taught, like double bishops are very important. You should not give them. Correct. But you certain moments you do something. So it's like it's a weakness, and you have to constantly work on. And so weakness do not, like there is a famous thing like weakness do not define us. It shows us the path. So when you figure out that this is my weakness, like okay, here you only finds out that in double bishop I didn't open up the position.
I think
So you should not consider like.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, Debashish.
So you should not think like this is like the end of the world. This is like a starting thing for you.
Hmm.
Like, okay, wow, okay, I learned this, so I should work on this and I should improve. That's it. This is the path you got, and this is how you have to work. For next few days, you work on this thing and you improve. And then this elimination, this weakness is eliminated, and the next weakness will appear. And that you have to eliminate. And slowly, slowly will improve. One weakness after another. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So this was the one thing. And G4, you should analyze in depth. And
I
you can
think
check
he
with
did not take because he was, I think, afraid of maybe queen takes f. I mean, it's not a. It wasn't that the reason, Honi, that you didn't play g4?
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat?
You didn't play g4 because you thought f4 pawn would be hanging. That is why you didn't play g4, right, in the game?
Yes, sir. I would have thought GH3 and something.
But you didn't calculate. You just felt, oh, f4 is loose, so you didn't go g4.
Yes, sir. That is.
So like when you see this fundamental stuff like G4, Queen F4, you will start to believe that, okay, there is something like GH3, G3, Rook E1, Bishop D4 is there.
And if Queen D4,
and take Queen G3, Queen G2 mate is there.
Nice.
You have to believe in the position. See, if you believe in double bishop, what I'm trying, see what Rameshwar is saying, that if you believe in certain principles, you will feel there is something. And when you feel that there is something at the end of the tunnel, you will start looking towards it. If you don't believe at certain principles, you will stop thinking like, okay, kuch hoga hi nahi. I mean, there will be nothing. So it's about believing those fundamentals.
Okay.
And it will work. Okay. So this is the one game. So shall we go to the next game?
Sure.
And okay, there is one other thing.
Yeah.
Move number 28.
Yes, Rook E1. You have marked.
Rook E1. So Rook E1, and it's already worse. I mean, black is white managed to exchange a lot of pieces, and here is you are already worse. So this is you have to defend with the Queen C8, but after Queen E1 you are just dead last. So let's say even if you are in losing position, you should not give up immediately. After Queen E1, Rook E1, there is absolutely nothing you can fight. So Queen C8 was the last try. Even though you are lost, you were clearly worse, but you should not give up.
Not exchange the queens.
Yeah, you try, you fight. Okay, you are worse, but okay, you never know. It's a blitz game. You can get chance also.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so I think we'll go to the next game then.
Which one?
Wait,
so can we do 2-3 of Honi and then we can go to the next
game?
Yeah. And by the way, guys, all of you others here, Shrihan, there is Hemant Varshan, Mariam, Samhita, Ujan, Garv. I hope that you guys are also learning from what Debashish is saying. Of course, this game is of Honi, but what he's showing, the principles and all he's talking about, could very well apply to you as well.
Yes. So if someone see, and if one player is having one weakness, like right now you may not be experiencing those weakness, but later this weakness you might experience. So pay attention. I mean, it could be beneficial. Another weakness can be beneficial. You can learn from others' mistake. You don't have to repeat those same mistakes in your own game. Okay, so we'll go to the next game.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Which one should we go to? Honi versus?
Yes, Pranesh, game number.
Pranesh. Okay. So
yes, game number 12.
Pranesh is now an IM and very good player.
No, it's not about, I think, this problem. This is 2022 July.
It could be him only, no? Under 20
really?
nationals, yes. Isn't it Pranesh M, Honi?
Yes, sir, it's Pranesh. He's okay. GM now.
He's yet to become a GM, but yeah, close to it.
Yes.
So here, it's another nothing big to say, like go to move number 15. Go to move number 15.
Yeah.
So here you played Queen D7. You should have played A6. I mean, this is after B4, you can go Knight E4. But in the game you played Queen D7. It's like a very tricky part. After B4, Knight E4, you can play Rook F3. and there is some very interesting things I analyzed. Knight d2, queen d2, bishop e4, bishop into a7, bishop into f3, bishop into f3. But see, when you see such stuff, when engine says, so I mean, it shows like a plus by minus. So you'll be really surprised what I'm exchanged down, and how can this be plus by minus? Doesn't make any sense. But see, you will try to analyze, and with analyze, you will. So it's important to develop the curiosity. It's very important at this stage. So you try to learn why this is, and if you fail, then ask, discuss with your friend or coach. It's like this is just an interesting position I showed. Out of like, there should be love for chess, that I want to learn this. This is not like there should be some curiosity within you, that why engine is showing all this. Because I'm not saying like game analysis has to be done like in this way, but there should be, just to show the curiosity, that you should love chess. All these players, this Arvind Chidambaram, or like Gukesh, Pranesh, all this Arjun Erigesi, they love chess. This is very important. That's why they're at the top.
Okay.
Okay. You might say like, why this engine sacrifice this exchange? Should ask this question, and you will try to play with white. Then obviously, and you will be unable to do. Then that's the starting point of learning, and that's how you learn.
So curiosity is very important, and basically here, because white is winning this pawn and then having this very firm control is better. So that's why you suggested that he should play a6 and not give up that
a6. And no, I also wanted to teach them the importance of curiosity. And the learning. Curiosity and learning. I have see, if I give this example, I don't have to show in other positions. So this example.
Correct. So what you are saying is, sometimes like when you analyze your games, engine will say certain moves and you don't understand it. So at that point, it's important to maybe sort of try and understand it, be curious, ye kyun ho raha hai, why is this happening, and so on. Okay.
Why is a very important thing.
Be curious.
And first, like engine is saying, like, if you don't understand certain things, don't move on. Like, I am in hurry, and today I have to complete. I have to see 10 games. Let's say your coach gave you 10 games you have to study, but you study for each game 2-3 minutes, and in 30 minutes I studied 10 games. You don't do things for others. Keep this in mind. Like, at the end of the day, everything you do for yourself only, not for your parents. And okay, all these things they say that okay, I'm doing, but ultimately in the long run, you do for yourself. I mean, if a wrong thing happens in your life, people will only tell you that okay, you did all these things. So take responsibility, take on. You don't do things for your, like, coach. Coach ne bola hai, like coach said, he will scold me. So just to trick my coach, I will do all these things in a very short time. In long run, you will only fool yourself. So have curiosity to learning. Like, it's better, if you have 2 hours to study, instead of if you have, let's say, 1 hour to study, because if you have schools and other stuff, 2 hours, instead of studying 10 games, try to study 2 games properly with the depth and intensity, like how much you are learning. That is much more important than studying 10 games per day. 2 games is much better than, but if you write down, from this game, I learned all this point. From this game, 10 points I learned. And before you sleep, try to recall all those points. And think about it. Like when you are playing in school, or like you are doing any stuff. Like when you are going to watch movie, let's say you are in the queue. Think about chess. Then only you will improve. It's not like coach ne bata diya and job done. Like my coach told, you play this line, you will get advantage. This is not be accountable. It's not coach responsibility that good things will happen in your life. It is you have to take the responsibility at the end and make it happen. This is very important. So, and don't expect things will happen very easily in your life. There will be hard times. So you have to push yourself to learn and all these things. And with the time, you will do good. Okay, so this game is, I think, over, and we can move to next or we'll go to next student.
Yeah, sure. We can go to the next student, and if there is anything else which is very important in Honi's game, then we can also look at that. Or we
can
can
come back
back again. Yeah.
Yeah, we can come back later.
Okay.
So we'll go to Ujjain Bhattacharya.
Honi, were you able to learn something from your games?
Yes, sir. I learned a lot. Like when I had to not when I had not to trust my instincts and just go with G4 and play this. Sir, also I had like one question. Don't you care about this like B6 square weakening of this by playing A6?
Yeah,
I was worried about that.
You're worried about B6 weakness. Okay, it's very important. Okay, it's very important. Write it down or whatever. A weakness is only a weakness only if you can exploit it. If you cannot exploit it, then it's not a weakness. Okay, like it's recorded. You can write it down later. I mean, it's recorded.
So what you are saying is, if here the bishop sits here, it's a weak square, but it's not doing much.
It's not doing much. It's not a weakness. If you cannot exploit it, what this bishop will do on B6? It's doing nothing. It's like shooting in the air. So it doesn't have. So you should not be afraid about this. It can be. See, now you learned a principle of chess. Okay, that a weakness is only a weakness only if you can exploit it. So that same philosophy will apply in every other weakness also. Okay, if it is a double pawn, you cannot exploit. The king is under attack. So double pawn exploit is not really a weakness. Double pawn. So double pawn is creating open file. So that's not a double pawn. It's a good thing for you. So one time a thing like position के हिसाब से change हो जाता है everything. I mean, according to the position, everything change. Sometimes double pawns are good. Sometimes double pawns are horrible. So it's like this. Okay.
By the way, in the chat, Shashini is there, and she's listening. By the way, she's not on video, and she's saying that I'm learning so much today, not just chess, but also apart from chess, and she will implement in her games. So that's very nice. Okay. Let's go to the next game. Which one?
Yep. Let's go to
Ujjain. You said. Ujjain versus?
Yes. So Ujjain comes at game number 21. Probably is there.
Okay. Let's go to Ujjain.
In this game, there is nothing much. Okay. Wait, I will go to 1 second. So let's go to game number 22.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Game number 22. Move number 12.
Okay. Let's have Ujjain on the screen here. So this is the position, correct?
Yep. So here it's isolated pawn. And if someone is better, obviously it is black. And black played all things. I mean, you did everything well. But okay, like you should try to, I mean, maintain. See, go to move number 17, A5.
17. Okay, here.
A5, A6. So A6 is a good move by black. No, here he played knight D5, A6. So why A6? Can anyone tell me what is the principle? I mean, why I played A6 as black?
Why did Debashish suggest A6 as a move here? Guys, can you tell? And also in the chat, guys, try to think. Why did Debashish suggest A6?
We'll give 20 to 30 seconds and then we'll explain. The positional move actually.
To stop A6 in the future.
Yes.
Is it?
Who said?
Stop A6 in the future.
Ujjain says to stop A6 in the future for white. Means white will play A6 to stop it.
Yes, that is one reason. Another?
Yes, anyone else? Mariam, you had raised your hand.
Yeah, I was white can play a6.
That's what
Yeah,
you
that
also.
is that
Anyone
also.
else? Hemal version, you want to try?
Bishop is of dark.
Stop white pawn become
Sorry?
stop a6.
To stop a6. Okay, that's what you said.
Okay.
I think
So
Mariam said something else. Yes, Mariam, can you say again?
Bishop is of dark square, so light square.
excellent point. Yes, keep on telling. I mean, you are in the right direction. And I mean, if you keep thinking for some time, you can find the reason, the logic behind a6. It's
You can attack a5 pawn.
She says
By
you
yes.
can
The pawn.
attack the a5 pawn. That's what she says.
See, in the end game, it is fixing the pawn on the black square. See, this bishop is a bad, and look at black color bishop, and he's putting the pawn on the light square. So in the end game, these things can be targeted. That is the thing. Fixing the pawn in the same color bishop. Like this bishop's f4, d4, b2, a5. So that's a positional move. Okay, so this is a concept. So like you should not put your pawns in the same color as bishop. So this is called fundamentals of chess. So if you are breaking these things, it shows that you don't believe in those fundamentals. Okay, so like try to see chess slowly, then you will learn much more. Like, okay, instead of seeing per day 10 games, learning nothing, try to see 1 or 2, 3 games, but try to understand each move. There are a lot of things to learn. Even I think a few minutes ago I was explaining to Honi that even by learning from 1900 players or 1500 player games, you can learn much more to study in depth rather than studying Carlsen game or Anand game. If you spend 5 minutes for Anand game, you will learn not much. If you spend 2 hours game for even 1500 players game, you will learn much more. But the depth has to be there. How you study, that matters, not the content. How you study, that matters. Okay, so okay, one is a6 point, and one is a6, and let's go to move number 24. So here white played rook c2. So he has been defending the d4 pawn for a very long time. So when you take this, when you eliminate this pawn on d4, suddenly the piece which was in the defense side for so long time, suddenly it becomes very active. Before that same thing, which has no future, but now it is like really super powerful. And your pieces, which was attacking that previous weakness, that weakness doesn't exist anymore. So you are looking at the wrong direction. See, before, let's say you are targeting, I mean, just example, I mean, imagine if the a8 rook is also attacking d4 pawn. But suddenly that weakness doesn't exist anymore after you take on d4. Now the old, like this a8 rook, or for example, this rook which was looking at d4, now you are looking at the wrong direction already. So that weakness doesn't exist anymore. So before you hit this d4 pawn, you have to look at the other counterplay, like my pieces are in correct place or not. So it's important before that old target doesn't exist anymore. So you have to be careful. And after this, see, here you can play rook d6 and you are still better. But you played a careless move, knight to d4, all the advantage gone.
Actually, I was thinking about rook d5. How's that move?
Yes, I mean, this is all good, but only knight to d4 is not good. So that old threat, see, you like all your life, you wanted to take that d4 pawn. So the moment you got the opportunity, out of impulsive or like emotional, you became emotional and you took the pawn. You were very happy. Okay, oh my God, finally I got it. But that was the, let's say, like the wrong decision. So you wanted to take it and you got it, and the moment you got it, you lost everything. And throughout the game, you had advantage. The moment you got the pawn, and you lost all your advantage. So this Tarash Lasker advice comes into when you see a good move, try to find a and no excitement. No excitement while
I think
when you
Debashish,
see.
you often emphasize on this part, right? That no excitement, try to maintain your nerves,
Calm. Yes.
calmness,
Good.
be calm. So I think many times all of these players here, I think guys, raise your hand if you have trouble converting winning positions. Like, does that happen to any of you? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, almost I have four or five of them have raised their hand. So I think Debashish, maybe this advice of yours could be useful. Yes.
And also there is another thing. Remember, this exploiting small advantage. It's a very important chapter, and one should train. Like, don't think like no. There are a lot of ways to improve the like to how to convert exploit like small advantage into full point. It's a thing you have to train after after probably month or after 2 months. You should try to train this thing. It's not like once I trained, it's done. Forever I'll be very good at converting advantage into full point. It doesn't work like this. And let me tell you a very interesting thing. Sagar Bhai is extremely good at converting. He used to be really, really good. Really, really good. Because he's a very good positional player. All the positional players are generally bit better. That thing comes to them naturally. So Sagar is a good positional player, and he won against me once in Kolkata. He converted the technique very well. Maybe one day he can show. One day, probably in his stream, he can show exploiting small advantage. In Kolkata, 2012 or 11, I think 12, he played and exploiting small advantage. He played perfectly. I don't know how. Probably God was in his side. That day he played like God level chess.
Yeah, I played well, but Debashish, very
Yes.
few people, and I think this is a big thing for all of you to learn. Very few people remember their losses and can talk about it like Debashish is doing, like right now, and he has been doing that always. So many times I see players, they don't talk about their losses. They are always like, winning game में बात करूंगा, पर losses I don't want to talk about. So you can also learn that you can be open about your losses, learn from them, and also praise your opponents. That's never easy.
See, there is another very important. It's not about chess thing. That there is a thing like खुद के नजर में गिरना नहीं चाहिए. That's a very important thing. Like whatever others are saying. See, I'm hero in my own eyes. So I don't feel like if whatever other things think about me, I don't really care. I truly believe who I am. So I feel like Shagarji he's really good. I mean, that game he played like a god. Absolutely zero mistake he did. So this is it. I mean, you have to praise your opponent and you have to take sportively and see. And you can see like Ramesh sir is completely always praises about Pragananda. Like even after he loses the game, what I learned from the game. It's not about he will feel sad. Like he was some video he was telling. He was sad for 2 minutes. Then again he give me 2 more minutes. Then again he went to analyze his games, the lost games. Extremely good. So if you want to be really good at chess, so do what others are, what all like this Pragananda is doing. If you want to become like Pragananda, you have to do things like Pragananda. If you want to become a grandmaster, how grandmaster live their life, you have to live like that. You want to become like Anand, you have to do things like what Anand does. If you cannot do like Anand, how Anand works hard, I mean Vidit or Prag or Arjun, you can't become like them. You have to work like them in order to be like them. You have to sacrifice like them. So that's how life is. Okay, so this is thing, and shall we go to another thing? Position?
Yes, please.
So this. Okay, so there is a game number 23.
Okay.
And then we'll move on. Game number 23, move number 8.
Shaunak versus Ujjan. Okay, so this is Ujjan is playing with the black pieces here.
Black pieces. Yes.
This is the position.
So this position. So now because I have been like I'm giving too much on talking about middle game and game stuff, so this is a little bit about opening. Okay, so this is called King's Indian attack. Okay, so King's Indian attack, and here you played Queen C7. Okay, which is like interesting, but B5 is like the main stuff. B5 is the main move. Okay, but Queen C7 is not like bad, but in the game you are somewhat like directionless. It's not like not you didn't play that bad, but B5 is the main move, and after E5, knight D7, knight F1, A5, H4, B4, H5, and H6 is a very interesting idea. And after knight 1 H2, rook E8, knight G4, bishop F8. Because in this line, if you keep the rook on F8, and if you like after white plays H5, you have to play H6. Otherwise, if white gets H6, the square becomes all this weak. I mean, after this, you should not allow this H6 stuff as white. And after knight 1 H2, knight G4, the white's threat is, like, for example, if black doesn't play rook E8. For example, if black doesn't play rook E8, go back. Yeah. Let's say black plays some random moves. Yeah, like this. Knight G4. Let's say I play A4. He can do bishop into H6 stuff, G8 and Queen D2, intermediate move. Now from here, there is a very important thing. Anyone can see long variation. Only a trained mind can stop and look for intermediate moves and candidate moves and logical moves and all these things. Anyone can see the long variation. So this Queen D2 move is intermediate move. Like everyone will try to think like take. Like knight H6 or bishop H6, G6, take the pawn. So it's important to see intermediate move. Like you can take like any 1300, 1400 player, they can see 9, 10 moves, long forcing variation. But sometimes it's not required to see such a long variation. Only in like they will see 10 long variation, but in third move they will miss an intermediate move. You don't need to think so much. Like you waste a lot of energy with less reward. Here, when you are able to spot intermediate move, less energy, more reward. You spend less energy, but you get a lot of things. So this is a typical idea. This bishop into H6 and then Queen D2 and for everyone, this Queen and Knight are better, good combination to attack. Generally, then Queen Bishop, Queen Knight are better when it comes to initiative and attack. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, so this is one thing I wanted to point out. And let's go to in the game what happened. 13 number move, knight 1 H2, bishop A6. And here H5 was the correct move, which see white played aimless move, bishop F4. And you didn't analyze anything like to everyone in YouTube, ChessBase India, Sagar Bhai did a video how to analyze games. Watch those videos. Yes, everything is there. He did everything for free. So people can watch because there are people who cannot afford money and all these things. That's why he created all this channel. Everything is there for free. Watch it. How to analyze games. Okay.
It's with
people think that
with
spending
yes.
money to learn. If a lot of things are there for free. So watch it. There are amazing contents are out there. If you have interest, you can learn a lot. So bishop F4 is not really required. So he played a bishop F4 move, but you didn't analyze that bishop F4 was a dubious move. In the game analysis, you should have mentioned that this is an unnecessary move. Instead of bishop F4, white should have played H5. And the threat is to play H6, right? To, as I said previous. So if you play H6, then there is knight G4 and this thing is coming. Bishop H6, unstoppable.
Now you don't have rook E8, bishop F8.
Exactly. Rook E8, bishop. And Sagar Bhai, can you go to that previous position where that knight G4, bishop F8 came?
Yes.
Yeah, knight G4, bishop F8. Here, if he plays bishop F4, and queen d2 idea. Let's say white black plays some time pass move. Let's say bishop a6, for example. Queen d2. Then there is a king h7 who is there. And this thing will never, the attack will fail. It is white has to play positional chess. White cannot aim for any attack and finish the game. He has to play positional chess and the game will, things will go on. It's a like unclear position. I mean, if you check with engine will always prefer black is better, but it is practically, it's unclear. I mean, engine assessment, because black has queen side space advantage. That's why engine prefers black, but actually practically it's in practical chess, it's very difficult to play. It will be like just the better player always wins this thing situation. Okay, so this is the thing I wanted to say about this game. Okay, so shall we? Is this about Honi or Sagar? If you have time?
Yeah. We went to Ujan. Ujan, do you have any questions for Debashish? Did you learn something today?
Yes, sir. And afterwards in this game, actually, I got a good position, but suddenly the attack came. I defended, but I couldn't find the right moves, like the perfect moves.
1 second. Let me open the game again. I closed it. I was looking for other. Which game it was? Which number?
23.
23. No, excellent. Yes, I mean you got a better position afterwards, but then you messed up. And after, I think, see here, see now look at this. Go to move number 19. He played queen h5. Here you should have, see, opponent's active piece. This is g5 knight. Exchange it. Bishop on g5 was simply a good move. But instead of that, you played h6, then knight g4 came, and after knight g4, he is constantly taking this h6 pawn. And look at this. How many pieces are attacking your king, and how many pieces are defending? There are literally no pieces. And look, now h file is open, and then he will put knight on f6, check will come. And he played, yes, he played this. That's over. And sometimes, I mean, I didn't check these things with Tete, I think checked, but I don't remember. Like, let's say, even if engine says that black can defend, but practical game, it's very difficult. I mean, you'll be really scared. I mean, when this attack is coming. And there is this famous story, like, if 11 in football, 11 players, 10 players, like one player got, let's say, red card. So if they're trying to make goal. So now 10 against 9 is difficult. But now 5 against 4 is very easy for the attacker side to create goal. And imagine 3 against 2, much easier. 2 against 1 is effortless, no need, no effort. So in similar way, the more you try to eliminate the defenders, the game will be very easy for white to win the game. The black king doesn't have any. Yes, Shahasini says teamwork. Yes, teamwork. Bichari, she doesn't have the video, and
she would have loved to be part of this, but yeah, she's traveling and she's listening to everything, so that's very cool.
Yes, traveling. Yes. So this football example, see, where did I learn? Where did I learn this football example? From girlfriend book. And when did I learn from this girlfriend book? I am sure I read this book after becoming GM. So there is always try to learn. Like you are traveling, like Spoovy is traveling, or you are going to movie hall. You're in the queue waiting for a movie theater. Watch live games. Right now Dubai Open is going on. Have the curiosity to learn that Arjun Erigesi is playing, and this guy is Prag is playing. So watch their games. He's playing exceptional, phenomenal games. To watch these games, highly like superb games. I mean, like some super GM level, the kind of his plays. I have seen this game so much. I mean, I'm learning a lot. So have the curiosity how these players are learning, how they are implementing their knowledge. You also know the same knowledge, but the implementation of knowledge, how much you are able to retain those knowledge, how much you are applying those knowledge in practice. That matters. So study their live games whenever you are movie hall or school bus or anything. Okay. So this is it. Any doubt or shall we? Any doubt,
John?
Ujjain?
No, sir.
Bhattacharya? Okay. So bishop into g5 was the correct thing. So I think we'll go to the next.
Yeah, next student we have Hemal Varshan.
Yes.
Hemal, are you there? Okay.
So 1 second. Which?
Guys, while
Okay. So
yeah, go on.
so against Sagar bhai, bolo. You are telling something?
No. I was just telling the chat that I hope you guys in the chat are also learning. People are saying that they are learning a lot of principles through this. So this is really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
So let's go to pawn structure. Okay, let's go to game number 37.
Okay.
And move number 5. So here, if you see in the game, you played very. Wait, let's go to the game. So you played very passively. If you just Sagar bhai, if you go through the games very quickly, let's go through the games. So like 15, 20 moves or till 25 moves.
Hemal is black.
Yes, Emer is black. Let's go through the game. Yeah. In this game, if you observe one thing, you played very passive. And without, okay, you drew the game, but it was a bad game by black. You played very, very passive. Very passive. And the rest games, there is no point to. I mean, you can see Sagar bhai, you can play another 5-6 moves. But okay, it was a very boring game. And throughout the game, black was defending. And in this position, but once again, if you can exchange, go back. If you can exchange light square bishop, it's very good for you. For black. If you can exchange this bishop, because whose bishop is better? Obviously, white bishop. And your bishop, look at your pawn structure. All pawns are in bad square. If you can exchange this bishop, it's good for. But it still is worse for black. Even after you exchange, because you played so passively, it's still better for white. So now let's go to move number 5. So the purpose of learning opening is to harmoniously you have to develop your pieces. Like you can develop your pieces in good placement. That's the reason you should learn opening. Maybe like queen c7, e6, bd6, knight g7. Something like this. I'm just saying e6, bishop d6, knight g7. This is one setup. I'm not saying like there are many stuffs are there. The move order trick is there. But this is very like a flexible structure. Like you became very passive in the game. And like they play you like even after this here e5 is interesting stuff, or like g6 bishop f5 they do stuff, d6 bishop f5, even though it is not good, but this is something a structure. But you in the game, what happened, you played very, very passive. So even though you could have played e5, like after bd6, no, after e6 bishop f4 bd6 all exchange, you can go into isolated pawn. It is slightly worse, like after knight f3 castle e5, castle e5 stuff. Even though isolated pawn, white is slightly better, like exchange everything, knight d2, knight comes to f3, and white gets this d4 square. White is slightly better, but it is a bit active that you have something. Okay, this position is defendable. Like, okay, white is better, but black can, with precise play, black can defend. See, and also look, if you see Olympiad game was happening. Vidit was playing against So Wesley, one game. So Vidit defended that game with isolated pawn. So you watch that game. See, as I said, you should have love for chess. It's very important. And you should have curiosity. So this guy Vidit, you'll look, isolated pawn you read in some book. Isolated pawn is bad. And Vidit played it. So Vidit looks like Vidit is breaking the principle. But how he defended the game? So he didn't defend the game against some useless player. It was Slow Wesley, one of the world's greatest player in when it comes to technique, one of the world's great. So there is a possibility to defend, even though you are slightly worse with isolated pawn, you can defend with precise play. So you can learn that from Vidit games. So how to see there is a skill like how to defend. Let's say you are worse. You should not give up and come back home. You should learn to defend. You can learn that from Vidit. So how to defend, how to play. So in this position, if the end game comes, you should put the pawn on b6 and a5, not a6, b5. This is important. Put the pawn on a6, b5 is bad, b6, a5 is good after exchanging queen. So putting the pawn on the dark square is important because you have light square bishop. So putting the pawn on the opposite color. So pay this little detail, pay attention to all these little details. Instead of seeing daily 10 games, 2 games is much better. Analyzing in depth. Okay, so I think this game, this is about this game. Maybe yeah.
Yes, sir.
Himal Varshin, did you understand what Debashish said? Did you learn? What did you learn? Anything, what you learned. Can you tell something that you learned?
I learned opening will play properly.
Opening to play
Want
properly.
to
So you should, in opening, you should try to, whenever you are seeing some opening, whichever opening you are playing, whichever structure that is, try to see piece placement. Where the top left, so try to see in that opening few 0-1 games of like really high, above 2500 or above 2600 players games, try to see and try to study their piece placement, where they are developing their piece position. And pawn structure, piece placement, pawn structure, which piece they are keeping, which piece they are exchanging, what pawn structure they are aiming for, what they are avoiding. Try to pay attention to all this. You might forget what I'm saying right now. So this is all, it's in YouTube. You can watch it again. Okay, there are very good chance. I'm telling a lot of things which you might forget. You like certain things which you'll remember, but seeing like write this down and whenever you are studying opening, pay attention to all these points. Okay, piece placement, pawn structure, what to keep, what to aim for, what to avoid, all these things you have to do when you are studying in the opening. Okay, so that's it. Then there is one concept. Can you open Sagar Bhai game number 35?
Yes.
I'll tell the concept very quickly.
Okay.
Game number 35.
Yeah.
Move number 8. Black played rook c8, and here white should have played knight c3. You played bd3, which is a very bad move, and you should not give double bishop so easily. And this bishop is really good.
Okay, can I, Debashish, can I ask our players here and also the chat why bishop d3 is not a good move?
Yes.
So maybe everyone here, can you think as to why bishop d3 is not good, and also in the chat, what is the reason? Okay, who would like to answer? Anyone here who knows the answer? Okay, Ujjan knows it, Garv knows it. Anyone else? Samhita, do you want to answer?
Unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, sir.
Yes, why is bishop d3 not a good move?
Knight d4 is coming.
Yes.
b4 is coming.
Knight b4 is coming. Very good. So in open position, bishops are very powerful, and there is a potential in this white position that things will open up, and you need double bishop. In closed position, knights are powerful. In open position, bishops are powerful. So unnecessarily don't give double bishop advantage. Unnecessarily. Okay, so never try to keep double bishop. So instead of this, see, go back, Sagar bhai. See here, you are not so sure where this bishop belongs to. You are not so sure. So, but knight c3 is a really good square. This is the only square for knight. So you can like close your eyes, play this move. And generally, you know, there is a thing like e4, e5. They play first move knight f3. So first you should develop your knight, then bishop. This is a very general thing. First, like mostly
before bishops.
Yeah, knight before bishop. So unnecessary, never give double bishop, and don't give like bishop b5, bishop into c6. I'm seeing many players just give bishop. They don't understand the power of double bishop. Don't give double bishop. Okay. So this is the one thing I would like to. Okay.
Very nice.
So this is the
Hemal version. Do you have any questions for Debashish? Did you learn anything? Do you want to ask something? Go on, you can ask something. No? No questions? Okay. Are you enjoying? Are you hungry? Okay, very good.
Okay, so shall we go to the next student?
Yes.
Okay. So this is to Samhita, right? Will do. Okay, wait. Let's do. Okay, this game she played bad. Okay, so this is just one moment. I will go. So game number 42, move number 6. 42, move number 6.
Okay. Samhita is playing here
42.
with white pieces. Okay. Yeah.
So here, white played knight g1. This is not good. Don't play the same piece again and again, opening. So remember, in first 15 moves, this is for everyone. Like first 15 moves, don't play with same piece. Don't try to play with the same pawns, same piece again and again, and don't make too many pawn moves in first 15 moves. So in first 15 moves, your target should be rapid development, king castle, pieces centralization. Did you do this? You have to ask this question. Rapid development, center control, rapid development, and then centralization. Like rook on a1 should not be try to bring rook a d1, rook fe1, centralization, and then only you can do all this back rank clear. h3, a3. So first 15 moves, no a3, h3, or no pawn moves, unnecessary pawn moves. If it is attacked, you defend it. That is a different thing. But no unnecessary pawn moves first 15 moves. It's very, very important. Basic principle, but important. Like, you know, Shaktiman, they say, choti choti magar moti moti baatein, like that. So it's a very small thing, but it's very important. Okay. So do not play with the same piece again and again. Avoid it. If you see some, if you want to, then don't play any backward moves in the first opening moves. Like first 15 moves, no backward moves. It's not generally considered not good. Like aage badho. That is much.
I played knight c1 because I forgotten the opening and I want to play knight e2 a castle and then d4 breakthrough.
Yes, so okay, you made a mistake, but this is too much. I mean, going back knight g1 again, this is like not really good. I mean, you can play d3 and e4 with like after developing all the pieces. Maybe later you can consider knight g1, knight e2, but here it is not really good. Okay. So no backward move and front, and put your pieces in the most active square. This is like opening thing. Put your pieces in the most active square. So that's the purpose of learning opening. Why we learn opening? To as white, we try to get advantage out of opening. As black, we try to equalize from opening, right? Out of opening. So how? So because white is playing first, so like he has this obvious advantage, like the move. So as white, like only if you put your pieces in a proper place only, then only you can claim advantage. Or else how can you claim advantage? So only by putting pieces in the active square. If you are all backward, how can you claim advantage? So active square. Find out which piece is. How can I maximize my pieces potential? and then we'll figure out. Once you ask the correct question, then there is a possibility to find the answer. In the life, sometimes, even if you get the correct question itself, then life 90% problems are solved. Sometimes to get the correct question is very important. Okay, so इस position में मेरे pieces के लिए best positions क्या होंगे? How can I maximize my pieces potential? Then with the correct question, once your brain asks this question, and your mind will start to figure out solution. यहाँ पर क्या हो सकता है, यहाँ पर क्या हो सकता है, and then automatically will find the answer. So you have to ask yourself the correct question. So this is very important. So you can list down. I mean, you have your own intelligence. You can think, and don't be dependent always on coach. You can think, and you can also discover. All those past great players, do you think someone gave them the rule book that you have to do all this? They discovered everything by themselves. If you also think, and if you have the curiosity and want to become the great player, like Alekhine, Capablanca, who taught them? They had the curiosity and they learned by themselves. So you can think, and you will ask question where these pieces belong to, and you will have mistake. You will think some here and there, and you will come up with the answer after some time. So believe in yourself. You can find. Okay. So this is one point. So Sagar bhai, next game chalte hain?
Yes.
Okay. So we will go to game number 44.
Okay.
So game number 44, move number 14.
Samhita is white against Amaya Gupta. This was in national.
So h6 he played h6. So in opposite color bishop, go back. So h6 is name. h6 spell. There is a rule you can write down, or okay, remember this thing that because I have this habit, like students, when I take Posaka, write down. Because वो personal class होता है, it's not recorded. So मैं बोलता हूँ write down. So I have this habit. So in opposite color bishop, whoever has the initiative is a better. It feels like he's a piece up because what attack हो रहा है? It's not about only king side attack. Even so, h6 is unnecessary. Bishop b5, c5 was really good. So opposite color bishop, it's important. It's all about initiative. So whoever has the initiative, you can say close to winning. It's okay. It's not. It might be exaggerated. He's having a lot of advantage. The one who, because it's very easy to play, and he has to, because black will feel like he's a piece up, because there is no fight against this thing, against light square bishop. If there is no knight, this becomes even more horrible. Like the one who has initiative. Okay, so this game you can close Sagar bhai. Okay, and then we go to game number 46. This was some crucial point.
Okay. Move 23. Samhita, do you remember this game?
Yes.
Yes. You played this at National Under 8 Girls Championship against Aradhya Das. She was your opponent.
Yeah.
So there is this. Yes, you're telling something, Esther.
This was the best game that I played in this.
This is your best game. Okay.
So if you study the classics, they give a lot of importance. If you see Capablanca, there is a book of Capablanca of this 60 endgame book. Capablanca 60 endgame. There is a book. So Sagar bhai must be knowing. आपको हम बचपन में वो book पढ़ते थे. Only books were there. So we read those books. All these our generation people must have read this book, Capablanca 60 endgame book. So in that game, that book, there is this game of queenside pawn majority. So you should study classical games for this reason, to understand the concept. See, why to study classical games? Now I'm saying why to study classical games. To understand certain concept that how these players exploited this theme. Because nowadays, if you see all these top player games, See, one player will attack, I will create some threat, and the other will prevent it. But in those days, players were not really that strong. So the one side who had a plan was able to execute those plans flawlessly. So by studying classical games, you will understand this thing, that how to have one idea and how to implement those things. Because in modern games, if you see, like one idea, you will learn obviously, but theme part, like how this using their theme, that you can really learn from classical games. So it's very important. Only that thing I wanted to say from this game. So study Capablanca game. There are all this. There is a book called Judgment and Planning by Max Eway. So in that book, he gave a lot of importance towards queenside pawn majority. But once you learn all this concept, then you will check all these things with modern engine. They'll say this is equal. But okay, then you will analyze and you will learn a lot of stuff. Okay, so only this game I was saying because of this classical, the importance of learning classical.
Why did you say this game and classical? Because it has queenside majority.
Queenside pawn majority. Or in other games there was no queenside pawn majority. This theme was there only in this her game. I didn't find in any one game queenside pawn majority.
Okay.
So that is the
Marshall versus Capablanca is a very good game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember who was white, but I remember it was Capablanca black.
Marshall Capablanca, I think. Yeah.
Achha,
Tarash.
So you did this, and okay, everyone after this is over, like this 10 days you cannot finish everything because he did. There are some 1,000 videos Sagar bhai did. So after all this is over, try to watch Chess Study with Classic Sagar Sir. He did a video series. Studies with Sagar Sir's Chess Classics. There are na YouTube.
Chess Classics you must know.
Chess Classics you must know. Yes. So watch those videos. I tell all my students to watch these videos. It's there, and you can watch it it's free, and it's a very good content. Okay. So Chess Classics you must know. I mean, and when Sagar bhai is commenting, it's fun also. There'll be always some interesting thing you can learn. Okay, so this was the one thing. And yeah, you have any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I won bronze in the under-8 nationals recently, but I didn't. I cannot beat the higher rated opponents than me. How can I improve?
So you are asking about beating higher rated opponent?
Yes.
It is about psychology. See, at the end of the day, who plays better moves over the board, that matters, right? Rating doesn't matter. I give you king queen, and opponent has only king, and it is Carlsen. You can win, right? It doesn't matter Carlsen is playing or Anand is playing. You will win easily, right? King queen, king rook, bishop knight. You have bishop knight, he has king. It doesn't matter who is the opponent. It is all about chess moves. If you worked hard at home, if you have done your homework, and if you are dedicated towards chess, and you truly believe that I worked hard, there will be a confidence within you that will tell you, whoever comes, I will manage and I will win. And that confidence, that true confidence comes, you cannot bullshit yourself. Like you say, okay, today God will be there with me, and okay, I'm lucky, all these things will never work. If you truly, that will happen once in a while. It cannot, luck can be there. Luck factor is always there. But the true things come like when you work hard, that confidence is there. That okay, even if your first half is bad tournament, the second half, the one who worked hard will always finish properly at the end. Start can be bad. Like look at some great finisher, like something like in my friend, I will give my example of Adiman. First 2 round loss in Qatar Open. First 2 round he lost. In the end, Qatar is a very strong tournament. In the end, he came 8th, 9th. The Qatar tournament is a very strong tournament. There are many examples where first 2 round I made in Asian Championship. First 2 round I made draw. Then I won Asian Championship under 18, Philippines. The gold medal I won. And yes, Philippines. First round I made draw with 2-0. 2-0. My rating was 2-3-9-1. I made draw with a 2-0 guy. Second round I made draw with 1900 player. Can you imagine what is the level of like sadness or like frustrated? Like obviously it's a normal thing. The emotions are so. When it's about the high rated player, when you are facing, don't think about. And also there are certain emotion you have to go through. Like you will be being scared is a normal thing. It's a normal emotion. You can't avoid. It's like taking salt. Like too much salt is bad. Very little salt is also bad. So you will think like I don't have any fear. That is also a bad thing. And too much fear is also bad. Like appropriate amount of salt is like good. So the fear is important. You are saying like I'm having fear against high-rated player. That's normal. It's important to have fear. Okay, so but you have to direct your fear. Like it's okay. Like you will have your chance if you play the correct chess. If you are following the principles, you will make a mistake. Yeah. So you have seen, right? Like in the tournament, high-rated first round, many upset happen, right? First round, there are many 1-0, 0-1 games. Like 1900 player beat GM. So if they can do, you can also do it. You are no, you are also working hard. You are learning chess. You can do it also. So it is normal. So when you are, let's say, afraid, it is normal. When you are scared, don't tell yourself, oh, why I'm getting scared. It's normal. It shows that you are a human being, and it is totally normal. So, and with the time, and try to play all the good tournaments. So with this emotional, you will get acquainted with those emotions. So whenever you will fail, whenever you will face a high-rated player, this will be normal after some point. You need only more experience. You will get used to this high-rated stuff with time. Okay.
Samita, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything more to ask?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you learn something?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Are you enjoying?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let's go to the next one.
Yes. So shall we go to the next student or the?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Fatima will go.
Yeah.
So there is a game. This is game number 52. Game number 52, move number 14.
Yeah.
So this position, okay. So you played bishop h3. Okay, this is not good. Go back other way. So this opening. So what I'm trying to say is now this I'm a total. We'll see some other opening and we'll see how to deal with this. Okay. So this kind of opening position comes from an opening called like Bogo India. This kind of structure comes. So like not very similar. I'm just trying to tell. So bishop. So whenever this thing position try to come, so they play e3, bishop h3, and knight d2. And to remove this pawn, it's not important. It's important. Like you should not. If white exchanges this bishop, knight for bishop, this is just equal.
So if directly, like let's say here,
something like queen d4 or like whatever.
Say a4 and
a4.
Here knight d2, then
knight
this
d2.
this is okay for black.
It's okay for black. Just equal. Okay. So this is how white avoids. Move number 1 ko move number 1. So d4, let's say knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, bishop b4, knight d2, b6, g3, bg2, bb7, bg2, castle, bishop b2. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, yes, castle, bishop into d2. So here you should take bishop into d2, and you should not. I mean, to avoid it. Sometimes they play. No, sometimes they play queen d2. this structure, queen d2, and b3, bishop b2, and you should not exchange this bishop. So why I'm telling all this? That when you study lot of opening, lot of structure, so make that structure idea will help you in this structure. So whenever you are studying my great predecessors, these are like all these great books. Like you should not only try to focus on those games which is only from your opening. Okay, so let's say if it is an Asdorf poison pawn, you learn certain thing. Maybe it is not related to your opening, but that knowledge you can use it somewhere else. So learn, always appreciate knowledge. You may not be using that in exact next game, but that knowledge will be always helpful.
This is
And it will
actually
be
a very important thing which Debashish is saying. So I have a question to all of you. You all must be playing certain openings. So let's say when you look at the games sometimes, and when you see this is not from your opening, do you then close that game or do you look at that game? How many of you close that game and they're like, oh, this is not my opening, let me look at some other game which is my opening game? Does that happen with anyone? No? Everyone looks at all the games with equal interest?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay.
That's good.
Very nice. That's good to know.
So so study, so you can use those ideas. So this is what I wanted to, this is one point I wanted to say from this game. So we'll close this game. So go to game number Sagar by 53.
Okay.
So game number 53, move number 30. One, 3. So here white took CD5.
Can we ask them what is the better move?
Yeah. What is the correct move?
So white took CD5 here. Mariam was white. She took on D5. What would be a better move in this position? Guys, in the chat also, try to figure out what should white play here. What is a better move? Mariam, do you remember this game?
Yes,
It's against Mughsul World Youth Cup that you played. Anyone wants to try? Yes, Garv?
I believe simple E4 is fine.
Garv wants to play E4.
Yes, that is the correct. Very good. So see, you should play actively. I mean, this is, you have initiative. I mean, you are leading development, and this guy rook on A8 and bishop on C8. You should try to open position. Okay, and in the game CD5, if you see the game, then white played very passively. And there is one thing I wanted to say, that equal position or symmetrical position does not mean draw. From this game, I wanted to say this thing.
Symmetrical position means like
Symmetrical position does not mean draw.
Two pawns here
So,
and same structure. Yeah. It's not equal or it's not a draw.
It's not a draw. It's very important. So, like, people say this French advance. They say French advance. Sorry, not French advance. French ED5, ED5.
Exchange.
French exchange variation. E4, E6, D4, D5, ED5. That BD3, like one student was asking me, oh, BD3, let's say BD6, knight E2, knight G7, bishop F4. Let's say he played with me knight C3. He played with me knight C3, C6. And he played, okay, bishop F4, it's a draw. Okay, he was saying, okay, say, okay, try to play against me. So I played against him bishop F5, which looks like very drawish. So remember, the better player will win. It's a very simple thing. It's not draw. If you play against, ask this question. If I play this position against Carlsen, can I make draw? The answer is obviously he will really torture you. And 10 out of 10 games he will win. That's the fact. More with most of you. So if you can't make draw, I mean, okay, obvious. So don't be afraid of the symmetrical structure. The better player will always win. You can win with equal position. It's totally okay. So this is what I wanted to say. So don't reject equal variation with equal position, because you are studying endgame. You'll be studying endgame. You'll be studying middle game positions. So even after queen exchange, for example, something like let's say queen d2 white play. He was playing like this with me. Let's say I play a castle, bishop into f4, queen into f4, bishop d6, queen d6, queen f4. All this stuff. You can simply play this endgame with the long hours you have to play, obviously, but there is a possibility he will make mistakes, because I think he will get the opportunity. So don't have this thing, okay, it's a draw. So, and don't have this thing like, I don't like endgames. I don't like to study endgames. Don't have such kind of approach in your study. Like love the entire chess. Because if you want to be in the long run a better player, you have to study everything. Okay.
Yeah.
This was one thing I wanted to say. This. Okay. So this is. You have any doubt?
Yes, Mariam. Do you have any questions, Mariam?
Instead of what can be the idea of white to play from there? On the queen c7 2.
From this position after CD, queen c7 here.
Yes, I mean, yes, I think in the game black played bishop a6 probably. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How should white play here according to her is a question.
Okay, Shagar bhai, can you tell the game number again?
Yeah, it is game number with 53.
It was written. Yes. So queen f3, bishop a6. Now you see black equalized comfortably. You made some careless move. See, when you have initiative, you should not like you played queen c7. That's totally unnecessary stuff. See, look, whose queen is more powerful? Your or his? White. Like, does it? Why does it? Like, you are exchanging your active piece with the opponent's passive stuff. Your active queen is like exchanging with the queen was sitting there. You went all the way to c7 and to exchange on d8. Doesn't make he was just sitting there at his home. You came and you made war and you exchanged his madly placed piece. You helped your opponent. You know, there is this saying that you should only give check only when it will benefit you. Just like this, you should not give check. I mean, if by giving checks, if his king position is getting improved, you should not give any checks. It doesn't make any sense. So this is it. Like, I mean, black equalized comfortably after queen d8, or you exchange queen. I mean, you just have to make. You just have to play moves and you have to exchange the bishop. Like what you did in the game, just equalize, come back home. There is nothing you can do. I mean, this position is just equal. That is nothing.
What can white do here instead of queen c7? Is there something better that white can do? Maybe knight f3, knight e5, something like that?
Let's say if I go something like knight f3, that makes sense. Like, I would like improve. See, you have to ask which piece is badly placed and how can I improve my piece position. So obviously knight f3 makes sense. Knight f3, knight e5. See, compare knight on f3, d2 is better or knight on e5 is better. Knight on e5 is better, obviously. So improving your piece position will solve the position. I think after queen c7, I don't think you have anything. After queen c7, there is nothing. But knight f3, knight e5, yes. you can fight for initiative. There is a chance, yes. Because after bishop a6, all these ideas, you have knight e5, and you are coming to knight c6. So c6 is weak square. And now you can go queen a4. You can even go queen a4 also. Initiative.
Giving up this pawn, yeah, because
No, your a7 pawn is hanging also.
a7 is.
So put your pieces in, like as I said, put your pieces in the most active square. Is a fundamental principle. Applying it matters. The more you train, the more you will be good at applying those things. Okay. So
Any more questions, Mariam?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you
So,
learning something here today, Mariam? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his game against Mariam played against Pragananda. Can you open game number 56? I will show very quickly.
Yes.
Game number 56 against Pragananda. She played.
You played with Pragnananda where, Mariam?
Was organized by ChessBase India online.
Ah, you played with. Okay, very nice.
So if you go to Pragananda game, move number 8.
Here.
So here you played h3, which was not really. I mean, knight d2 you can simply play. Piece development, rapid piece development, and okay. And after bishop, you can next move you can play h3. It's not going anywhere. He played bishop g4. It's not going anywhere. And if he takes, he will take with the knight. Okay, so this was a simple thing. Piece development, rapid piece development. And okay, now things are a little bit tricky after this. What Pragat did, and okay, takes e5. Now I think he played this. And suddenly, like, if you play d5, then knight e7, f5 stuff are there. If white plays d5, this knight e7, f5 stuff can be very tricky, or even knight h5, f5. And in this structure, this is a bit too high level, but it's okay. Like if black manages to exchange a dark square bishop, it's good for black. It's a bit high level concept, but it's important. If black manages to exchange this dark square bishop, it's good for black.
Yes, because it's right now blocked by its own pawn. Yes.
Yes. If sometimes the games are in positional position, they do this thing. Bishop h6, they play king h5, king h7, bishop h5, king h7, bishop h6. And okay, the knight is falling on f6, you have to protect it, and bishop h6. And this will be very good for black if black manages to exchange this dark square bishop. Okay, so this is the one thing.
Okay.
Shall we go move to next student?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let's go to Shrihan.
Shrihan, are you awake?
No, sir.
No, you're not awake. You're sleeping. Okay.
सर मैंने सोचा अवे बोला आपने.
Away, अच्छा, okay. Sure. Okay.
So there is a okay. So Shrihan ka game number. We will go 1 second. Game number. This I already said in other examples, so I will not. So go to game number 64. I will say in 1 second. 64. Game number 64. Move number 4. Game numbers. Move number 4.
Just yeah. Here we have the game.
Move number 4. So here I already said the symmetrical structure. I already said. So here bishop d6 is a better thing. Bishop d6, knight e7, simple stuff. And any opening, learn piece placement. It's very important to learn the piece placement ideas. First few, like where to put my pieces, pawn structure, what I should aim for, what I should avoid. All these things. Any opening that you play, it doesn't have to be so much in depth, but all these little things, whoever is your coach or from any books, pay attention to all these little details.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this I have said in previous others. And if you look at your game, white started putting his pieces in the most active square. If you go to by move number 12, if you go to move number till 12, Sagar bhai, 12 tak move. Look how you are placing your pieces. Very passive, black pieces. And look how white placed. And he can play c3, 95, f4. He can start playing actively. Okay, you look, and also another thing, pay attention. This bishop on e6 is equal to pawn. f7, d5, e6 pawn. I mean, it's not good. You should aim for putting your pieces in the most active square.
Okay, sir.
Okay, active square matters. Huh? So this is the one thing I wanted to say in this game. Yeah, Sagar bhai, next game pe chalte hain. Next game pe game number 66. I will tell very quickly about this opening. Game number 66.
Yeah.
Move number 4.
Okay.
Move number 4. So Mara is here. D5 is the correct move. Okay, D5, take, queen D5, take, bishop B4, knight C3, bishop G4. This is the theory. Bishop E2, takes, queen C4, and this position is equal.
Shriyan, do you know this opening?
सर पहले E4 आया था, उसके बाद
हाँ, तुमने E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, D4 मारा और C3 खेला.
स्कॉच है सर.
हाँ, Scotch. You are playing this gambit. So here your opponent took. So according to Debashish, a good move here is D5.
I mean, as you are white, see, you played this game as white, right? तुम white थे इस game में. तो black के लिए ये बहुत simple move है equality करने के लिए. You should know this. मैं तुमको ये मालूम होना चाहिए कि ये एक अच्छा move है.
तुमको
मतलब
पता
तुम
था?
white से खेलते हो, you should know these things, right? तो white का अच्छा move क्या है? पता होना चाहिए. I mean, black का अच्छा move क्या है? D5.
पहले प्रैक्टिस करता था क्योंकि उसके बाद किसी ने बताया था कि इटालियन गेम अच्छा है, तो ये मुझे याद नहीं है अभी.
वो बोल रहा है कि पहले मैं ये खेलता था, बट अभी तुम ये खेलते हो.
नो सर, पहले खेलता था.
पहले खेलता था, अच्छा.
तो बाद में तुमने D4 को शिफ्ट किए, D4 मार के C3 को शिफ्ट किए. मतलब पहले तुम बिशप C4 खेलते थे, अभी D4 कर रहे हो.
नो सर, पहले D4 करता था, अभी बिशप C3 कर रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, तो बढ़िया. इट्स गुड. मतलब इट्स इम्प्रूवमेंट. इट्स इम्प्रूवमेंट. इट्स गुड. इट्स गुड. बिशप C4 सही मूव है कंपेयर टू D4 C3 व्हाट इट. इसके लिए
वो भूल गया वो चीज कि वो ओपनिंग. पर भूलना नहीं चाहिए ना. यू शुड रिमेम्बर.
तो D4 में सी अगर तुम कोई लाइन व्हाइट से अगर कोई लाइन अच्छा नहीं है तो वो लाइन तुम ब्लैक से खेल सकते हो ना. तो मारने के बाद C3 को D5. अगर तुम E4 E5 खेलते हो ब्लैक से तो C3 को D5 यू कैन प्ले एज ब्लैक. एंड ये पोजीशन ब्लैक इजीली क्वालिटी पा लेता है. ठीक है. तो ये था इसका. ये एक एग्जांपल था. एक सेकंड. और एक वेरी सिमिलर थिंग. तुमको बहुत गैम्बिट लाइन खेलना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. ठीक है. तो आई सी गेम नंबर 68. सागर भाई, गेम नंबर 68.
Rihan versus Sahajveer. This was in national schools. You had traveled to Odisha?
Yes,
Rihan?
sir.
Very nice. Okay.
So
you played Mora Gambit.
Mora.
Yes.
And you know Sagar bhai, many Mumbai players, the Ketan Patil student, he will play all this. सबके सब Mora Gambit खेलते हैं.
Correct.
Yes, I mean the young kids, and it's okay. It's nice. Like they learn the importance of they learn the importance of developing pieces rapidly. The value of time is much more important than the pawn. They learn all this. It's a good concept. It's very nice. It's good.
Who taught
I
you
mean,
Mora Gambit, Shrihan? किसने सिखाया?
सर कपिल सर ने सिखाया था.
अच्छा, ओके.
अच्छा. तो मेरा मुझे ये तो ये जो तुम लाइन खेल रहे हो, इस लाइन को रिसेंट की मतलब व्हाइट का 1-0 गेम, देयर इज अ वेरी गुड गेम ऑफ वैन वेली. शायद तुमको ये देखना. मैं एक सेकंड रुको, मैं बात करती हूँ. इट्स अ वेरी गुड मॉडल गेम. एक सेकंड बताऊंगा. अभी वेरी रिसेंट गेम, वैन वेली लॉस्ट. इट्स अ वेरी गुड गेम. You can play if you are playing this. E6 knight space.
Shriyan, you can note down, yeah, this example what Debashish is saying. Van Valley ka game.
It was just there, but I'm not able to find it right now. Wait to explain to student. I wrote it. Or else I'll post it in WhatsApp group.
Okay. He will send you the game.
Yeah, and you can follow that game. So in this age you can play all these things. It's okay. You can handle it. Because यहाँ पर why I'm saying all this, after some time, like once you touch like 1800, like when you're growing, then you can change a little bit. Because then Mora Gambit will not work. They will start, if black gets time to prepare half an hour, 1 hour, they will beat you. They will find some setup, nice setup against Mora Gambit, and it may not work. But for now, you can use this. It's okay. Okay, then and also there is one thing I have observed, that pawn structure. So okay, you can notice right down, or like key double pawn, isolated pawn, pawn islands are bad. Avoid it. Double pawn, like in this game, and there was also some other game, this pawn a7, pawn c6 game. Later I will show that avoid all this. Double pawn, isolated pawn, hanging pawn, and pawn islands. At this age and this level, you should avoid all these things. The more mobile pawns are, it's good. Like h2, g2, f2, all these things are good. The more pawns are mobile. That's good. Okay. So this thing.
He likes to spoil his structure, yeah. Like here,
you look at this game, entire game. After some point, also gf3 came also.
Shrihan, why didn't you take with the knight here? You can take with the knight, no? Why did you take with the pawn?
सर castles हो जाता और check हो जाता सर. Castles check फिर check भी कर लेता सर और check भी दे देता.
अच्छा, तुमको check से डर लग रहा था?
No सर, वो safe हो जाता next सर. उसके बाद मैं attack नहीं कर पाता.
पर अगर तुम pawn से मार रहे हो और वो castle करेगा तो तुम कैसे attack करोगे?
सर रुक c1 check.
अच्छा, उसने e6 देखा है.
हाँ?
उसने e6 देखा है.
यार
e6 वही देख के.
So अगर ये e6 कर देगा फिर बाद में गेम में फिर तो अटैक नहीं होगा ना.
सर फिर भी रुक c1 खेल सकते हैं सर.
हाँ ठीक है. तो
नाइट d5 चलेगा.
सो कैसल्स नहीं होगा.
करेक्ट. पर वो दूसरी साइड तो कैसल कर ही सकता है, शॉर्ट साइड. एक जरूरत भी नहीं है.
सर फिर भी अगर शॉर्ट साइड कैसल कर रहा है सर, हाँ सर कर सकता है सर. पर उसके लिए तो मेरा g5 खुला है ना, कभी कभी अटैक हो सकता है उससे.
ऐसा अटैक होता नहीं है.
थोड़ा पीस कम है ना तुम्हारे पास.
बहुत पीसेस कम. एंड गेम में कितना कुछ अटैक नहीं होगा इतना. अब अभी यहाँ पर एक मूव बैक, bishop into d2 was a good move. Bishop into d2 was a good move. And exchange abhi bad good knight versus bad bishop abhi game hoga, and it's clearly lost for you. King d7 you will play, and agar f4 खेलोगे तो क्या दोगे? अच्छा मूव है, बोलो.
अच्छा मूव. ब्लैक टू प्ले.
सर अगर f4 खेलेंगे तो
हाँ हाँ
सर बिशप पैसिव हो जाएगा. पर
Passive
किंग
तो-
f3 अगर किंग f3 आके बिशप h2 आएगा फिर भी सर नहीं निकल पाएगा सर.
हाँ पर अभी इधर ब्लैक के लिए अच्छा मूव करो.
ब्लैक के लिए अच्छा मूव.
Black to play, and also to other students here, black to play. Okay. Only Ujjan Garv have raised their hand. Also, Hemal Varshan has found it. Shrihan, do you want to try?
सर रुक a8.
Rook a8 खेलना है श्रीहान को. Okay.
So remember everyone, this is very important advice, that whenever opponent makes any move, you should always ask what is the idea behind opponent last move and what is the drawback behind opponent last move. कुछ भी move खेले वो जो कुछ भी खेले, हर move का there is always some drawback is always there. Every move कुछ ना कुछ तो होता है. So what is the idea behind opponent last move and what is the drawback behind last move? ये हर, even if you become GM also, this question valid for everyone. सब ये question पूछता है. Even Carlsen will ask the same question in his own language. उसका जो भी native language होगा वो भी ये question पूछेगा. अगर ऐसा कोई आज तक कोई player जिंदा नहीं हुआ है वो ये question नहीं पूछेगा. It's normal. So you have to also go through the same procedure.
So
Okay.
what is Shrihan? What is White's idea with f4? What does White want to do?
सर e5 को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए सर और भी ज्यादा.
अच्छा.
और क्या idea?
और सर जैसे कि g5 और h4 पुश ना आने के लिए सर g5 नेक्स्ट.
अच्छा. और कुछ White के पास कोई एक्टिव आइडिया है f4 का? Any active ideas that White has because of f4? Hemal Varshan, can you tell what is the idea of f4?
नो सर मुझे नहीं दिखा.
Some people, Honi, Ujjain.
Push F5, sir. Sir, to push F5.
Push
Exactly.
f5.
Exactly.
Push
Abhi,
f5.
White position is clear even after f5 also. Even after f5 also, White is worse. But kuch to better hai. I mean, a little bit. I mean, your position is worse. You are about to lose. You will try something, right? So as a black, you can play g6 to prevent f5.
ओके सर.
तो अब f5 नहीं आ रहा है, एंड अभी f5 आएगा ही नहीं कभी. I think Honi, Ujjan, Garv, your move was g6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So g6 stopping f5 for White. Nice.
So this is the thing. Okay. So pawn structure, pay attention to all these things. So
Shrihan, you have to pay attention to pawn structure. Okay.
ओके सर.
तुम ऐसे ही डबल बैड कर रहे हो, ऐसे डबल पॉन लेके, तो यू कैन अवॉइड, जब भी अवॉइड आइसोलेटेड पॉन एट दिस लेवल. आई मीन थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस के बाद, आई मीन इन द लॉन्ग रन आइसोलेटेड पॉन इज नॉट बैड बिकॉज यू मस्ट लर्न हाउ टू प्ले विद आइसोलेटेड पॉन. बट अभी जो लेवल होते हैं ना, लाइक बिलो 1800, I think they should, it's very difficult for them to, you can learn all this theme, like how to play with isolated pawn, but it is better to have, as long as you didn't study it properly, avoid isolated pawn, hanging pawn, double pawn, all these things. But in the long run, you should not be like this. You should be interested to learn all these things, and you should be willing to play all those positions. Okay.
Rian, do you have any other questions?
सर क्लोज्ड पोजीशन में कैसे खेलते हैं? क्लोज्ड पोजीशन में
सो क्लोज्ड पोजीशन में हर मूव का प्राइस उतना नहीं होता है जितना ओपन पोजीशन में होता है. ओपन पोजीशन में एवरी मूव का प्राइस होता है, मतलब हर एक मूव का मतलब इमीडिएट कुछ ना कुछ हो रहा होगा. ठीक है. क्लोज पोजीशन में उतना नहीं होता है, तो वहां पर पीस मैन्यूवर, पीस प्लेसमेंट बहुत मैटर करता है. पीस मैन्यूवरिंग ऑल्सो मैटर करता है. सो फॉर हाउ टू बी गुड इन, मतलब अच्छा पोजिशनल प्लेयर बनने के लिए यू कैन स्टडी ऑल दिस. गर्लफ्रेंड, उसने बहुत अच्छा बुक्स लिखे हैं. रुबिनस्टाइन, Karpov, all these very good positional player games, Petrosian, all these games you can study. Because अभी इतना short time में मैं तुमको कुछ भी बोलूंगा, it will not be enough. मतलब there are many, I have to show examples and all these things. It's a very huge thing. But अभी के लिए बता सकता हूँ, you can study all these great classical players and you will be a very good positional player by studying these player games. ठीक है. Karpov हो गया, Karpov, Petrosian, नॉट क्वेश्चनिंग. कार्पोव, पेट्रोशियन, रुबिनस्टाइन एंड गेलफैंड ने बहुत अच्छा बुक लिखा है, अमेजिंग बुक्स. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
तो यू कैन स्टडी दिस बुक्स एंड यू कैन लर्न लॉट अबाउट पोजिशनल चेस. और डोवरेत्स्की ने खुद भी बुक लिखा है. डोवरेत्स्की मालूम है ना? डोवरेत्स्की कौन है?
सर मैं अभी तो चेसबेस से लिया वाला एक टैक्टिक मैन्यूअल कर रहा हूं सर.
अच्छा ठीक है. अच्छा ठीक. तो अभी वो धीरे धीरे करो, विद टाइम यू विल लर्न धीरे. पर मैं ये जो बोल रहा हूँ ना, थोड़ा जब तुम्हारा स्टैंडर्ड इंप्रूव हो जाएगा, ये सब बुक पढ़ के, चेसबेस इंडिया में है ये सब बुक. वो गर्लफ्रेंड के जो 2 बुक है ना, वो सब कुछ है. वो चेसबेस का जो शॉप है ना, वहां पर सब कुछ है. तो जब थोड़ा स्ट्रेंथ इंप्रूव हो जाएगा, जब पोजिशनल प्ले में, वो बुक गर्लफ्रेंड का बुक खरीदना, पेट्रोशियन का भी बुक है, सब कुछ है चेसबेस के शॉप. तो वहां से लेकर धीरे धीरे पढ़ना खत्म करना, यू विल बी रियली गुड एट पोजिशनल चेस. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
तो भैया आगे चले.
हाँ, लेट्स गो टू द लास्ट. आई थिंक गर्व इज देयर.
यस. तो
गर्व इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट प्लेयर इन दिस ग्रुप.
Strongest. So let's go to game number 72.
Garv versus Dinesh Sharma.
So move number 10. So here he played knight f3, which was not good. Knight g2 is a better move. Knight g2 is acha. You didn't even analyze this. Okay. So knight g2 was better. So you are black in the game, and you only mentioned knight f3. So it's important to analyze all this, because ये line में this h6 is sometimes, is not necessary. ये सब line में it's not really required to play h6 in this position, and this can be a backfire. Because sometimes in these positions, knight bd7, knight f8, and there is this trick like of b5. One second. They do this without it. Inside of castle, yes. Knight g2.
Main point of putting knight here is that later you can go g4. Like you can long castle and do that, or you want to play f3, e4.
Yeah, f3, e4. h6 is not even beneficial. In this line, remember, h6 is never beneficial. वो cd5, ed5 position जब beginning आता है ना, remember h6 is always bad. If you see any top players, nobody plays h6. So when you are studying any opening, study top player recent games, you will get the idea what setup is good, what setup they are avoiding. If they are avoiding certain setups, it means that they have studied it and they know for a fact this is not good. And by studying these games, it's like there was an interview of Ding Liren that I'm very lazy. I study top player games so that I know what to avoid. I mean, unnecessary cheese you don't have to work. I mean, this is a thought a nice thing to do, but just a way of saying, like you can save a lot of time, like by studying recent games. It will save you a lot of time, like which direction I will go, which direction to choose by studying the recent games of top players. Like Vidit ka game हो गया या Dubov हो गया, Pragananda, Arjun Erigasi. ठीक है? So yeah, never played 6 in this CD5 ED5 structure. So ये था एक game. ठीक है? You will find out. You analyze this stuff with engine and other things. You will notice that h6 it doesn't like, and no strong player plays h6 this modern. You will see this.
Yeah, sir, but I use h6 to play knight e4, like to exchange this bishop.
हाँ वो आ रहा है क्या in the thing?
No,
Knight g2.
not at this moment, but at the appropriate moment, like bishop d3, queen c2, like castle rook e8.
वो appropriate moment कभी आता नहीं है. I mean, जब आता है, it's not really good. Okay, so you go knight g2. See, in knight f3, you cannot kick that knight. In like here, if you play knight e4, bishop into e7, queen into e7. So after castle, rook e1, f3, you can kick the knight. Rook e1 and f3, you can kick this knight. And sometimes even this bishop e4, de4, d5 idea. Like you put rook f d1 and bishop e4, fe4, d5 idea. And in symmetrical position, see after d5, if you take cd5, knight d5, so there is a rule called in symmetrical position, whoever has, like in symmetrical position, whoever has the better piece placement. जिसके पास ज्यादा initiative होता है, वो better होता है in symmetrical position. Okay, so this is the so knight g2 में ये profit है. Knight f3 भी knight f3 उतना नहीं. I prefer knight e2 more than knight f3. क्योंकि वो f3 this idea is I like to play with this because वो initiative होता रहता है. There is always initiative, and you can play castle f3, rook e1, e4, and it's very easy to play as white. So this is one thing. Okay, so we'll close this game. We'll go to another game. Excellent. Okay, so let's go to game number 77. Aniruddha Deshpande.
Garv is black. Okay.
So move number 30. So here, black, you played bishop c7, right?
Yes.
So you are not really sure of whether bishop c7 is required or not. You can simply play queen e7. Whether what is threatening knight e4, it's a different thing. Then if he threats, you go bishop c7, then all this f5 stuff is there. You can push the knight back. Queen e7, and the line which you played is good actually, by the way. It's a good line, what you did. So knight, like queen e7, 100% you need this queen. I mean, you have to push the pawn. ये बहुत important है. Like तुमको f5, e5 चाहिए ही चाहिए. हाँ, पर bishop c7 you are not sure, right? This concept I told in other position. That if you are not so sure of something, what you are 100% sure, do that.
Sir, but
जैसे कि वो फिशर का एग्जांपल याद है? फिशर का एग्जांपल याद है king f2 वाला? Yes, you are telling something. बोलो.
इधर knight h4 आ सकता है और I think so फिर मेरे को bishop पीछे करना पड़ेगा.
Let's say I go e5. You are threatening knight f5. I go e5.
And then knight e4.
Bishop c7.
It's somehow transposed into the game. Queen f3.
Transpose आया क्या?
Yeah, I mean.
No, it was totally different thing. It didn't have any.
Here, sorry. G6. Can't play f5.
So I mean, after rook b1, you can play queen e7 simply.
Yes.
Queen e7 and this e4. And you really don't need bishop c7. And like queen e7, 100% is needed. So do you remember that Fischer game, king f2 move? King, you need absolutely on f2. King centralization is needed. But here it can be anything. You know, maybe whole game you don't have to touch the bishop on d6. You can go directly e5 and bishop f5 or bishop g4, f5. Then bishop f5 or bishop g4 and f5 and rook e8 and play. So bishop c7 unnecessary move tha na.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all this small details hai. Okay. And if you look at this, go to Sagar Bhai, move number 19. Here he played bishop f5. Right. Abhi bishop into e4 क्यों मारा?
Just to play f5, but it was enough.
You have double bishop, so unnecessary double bishop नहीं देना है. Unnecessary double bishop कभी नहीं देना है. It's like after this, like white is better. I mean, it is really bad.
But this knight can also be strong, like knight c5 or knight d6.
See, look what he did. He played rook into e5. That's an amazing move. मेरे को बढ़िया लगा rook into e5. After take f5, rook into e5, double exclamation. Superb. This is like exercise then चाहिए rook into e5 वाला position.
But why? I mean, I understand here. By the way, maybe we can ask the chat and also our other people here, other students. What should white play here? White to move. Guys, can you?
Ready?
Yes, Ujan.
Rook e5 as told by Debashis, sir.
Rook e5. You want to sacrifice an exchange.
Bishop d4 is coming. d5 is coming. Pawn on d7 is good.
Sorry?
Sir, I am saying that knight can go to g6. Bishop d5 is coming. Pawn on d7 is weak.
Knight can go to g6.
And in the long run, that a4 pawn will be a weakness. You will see.
This reminds us of a6 move that we saw.
याद रखना हर हमेशा चेस प्रिंसिपल कनेक्टेड होता है. ऐसा नहीं हो कि आई एम लर्निंग दिस प्रिंसिपल इट विल ओनली हेल्प हियर. हमेशा हर चीज कनेक्टेड होता है. Everything is well connected.
So I have one question here. Is after this rook e2 a bad move?
Rook e2 को e4 आ रहा है. That's a very deep move. e4, मारा d4, d3. And if you play rook e3, then there is bishop b6.
Wow. Oh. So you had seen this, huh, Gar?
Yes, sir.
Acha.
But unfortunately, f5 was bad move. I think so. I could have played rook e8 first, then f5 would have been.
But
now you can play g4. You can stop. Let's say if you play rook e8, you can play g4 stuff, right? To prevent you from doing that. Or even I can go I will just play one more rook e2. If you go f5, then I can go knight e1. Prevent. You cannot play e4.
Yeah.
I have all this stuff. And you will start to experience after some point, and all these pawns that move you have done, it is good for middle game. This opening, you should keep the queens and you should play middle game, not the end game. You will start to experience very soon that b7, a4 is a real soft target for white. So in this opening, so as I said, right, what you have to aim for, what you have to avoid. This thing is here in front of you, right in front of you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So ये था. तुम्हारा कुछ डाउट है?
Garv, you have any questions for Debashish?
When I prepare my repertoire, like what I do is make separate repertoire for higher rated players and lower rated players. Should I do that?
Higher rated player for lower rated player.
Like basically, I choose some sidelines against the lower rated players to just keep them out of booking.
yes, you can do that, but you are in the 2-0 level. It doesn't matter at this level. All these things you can do in higher rated stuff. It's okay. Right now, if you just focus more on middle game, end game, that is middle game, end game calculation. All this is much more important. Once you cross 2300, yes, it is good what you are doing. It is needed, but in the bit higher level, that will be more beneficial. But okay, you can do all this. See, as long as you are seeing more chess, whatever you like, whichever opening, middle game, end game, whatever you like, keep more number of hours, what you like, do it. That I was telling the previously, that if you like studying opening, you like to work more in opening. किसी को अच्छा लगता है, so keep doing. It's good. But इतना भी जरूरी नहीं है opening. You have to pay attention to calculation, all this right exchange, all this theme, right? This is Bishop D4. What you did, it's wrong. This fundamentals. Am I following these fundamentals? Like I told in this session, I told like a lot of the rules, right?
Yes.
Like piece development, 15 move centralization. Am I following all these rules? If I am not, or pawn up, you will be pawn up. Like there is one guy whose opening preparation, I was telling this before this class, that opening strength above 2200, 2300, but rating is 1400. I'll not tell my student name, but he got pawn up position, then he will lose the game. So kya fayda itna? I mean, what is the profit of having so very good knowledge in opening? I mean, pawn up, if you cannot win in pawn up position and you will make some simple blunder, it doesn't make any sense to have like till move number 25 preparation level. So at this level, even if you have a great opening preparation or reporter, you cannot really benefit those knowledge. Really. I mean, like once you are at that level, like you have this perfectionist stuff, like I'm able to convert advantage into full point. That comes like after 2200, 2300 rating. Below that, it doesn't happen. Like you give me a position, I will convert it like to most of the games. Like out of 10 games, 7 games, if you give me advantage, you will never get second chance. Like if you go to 2600, 2700, the statistics are more high. Like 95% they will convert. My case, 82, 85% we will do. So in our level, opening preparation matters. Like above 2400, like when you are GM, the precision matter, like depth, move number 25, all those things matter. But right now, learn to develop your pieces, centralization, castle. Are we following all the fundamentals? That is much more important. If you are doing this, you will become, once you are like 22, 2300, you can pay a lot of attention. So I think you got what you want to learn.
Any other questions, Garv?
Other questions? So
okay, I think we've gone through all the. Does anyone have any questions here?
So Suhasini, that Puvi, Puvi Shashini. Yeah, she sent me some 100 message. While we are talking, she sent me to a personal message, I think. To me only she sent. So wait. So I always practice, one second. I'll just read it. I always practice for improve skills. Yeah, it's good. You should solve chess tactics in chess. That's very good. And everyone get a ChessBase from. It's a ChessBase 16. It's very important to have ChessBase. So everyone raise your hand. Those who have ChessBase software, raise your hand. I mean, this is Zoom. Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, good. It's important to have ChessBase software. Okay. How do we manage both studies and chess? Give tips. So there will be some compromise. There will be always. So you have to understand, you have to feel, you have to prioritize what you want the most. There will be always some compromise. It's normal. You name anyone. So it is all about priority. What you want the most. So like where your heart is, there your mind will go. Okay. So if you love chess, you will automatically you will not care much about study. You will care, I mean, you will do studies, but everything, your everything will go to chess. So okay, the first is very good. The chess moves. My man it is my benefit. Okay, before king 100. Okay, so this is it. Yeah, I think I have yes. So I used to do yes. Dvoretsky is very good. So Dvoretsky, Ramesh sir book, and Jakobagard. These three books you can blindly follow at any time. When you don't know which book to follow, just close your eyes and pick one of these trainers, great authors' book, and you will find your answers. Okay.
So, guys, we will have the games that you have to play after a few days. So, in this intervening few days, Debashish, what is it that they should work on?
Yes, this is a very interesting question. So, you like books, best games book. If you have whatever you like, this is one of the tactics every day you have to solve, because if you miss tactics, there is no comeback. I mean, it's over. Game is over. Like tactics is a very must you have to do. And best game study and what you like. And I will post in the group few things that no, Van Willy. Wait, I will just write down Van Willy stuff. Van Willy game. And to be honest, like I was thinking, like what I will tell you to do now, you have to do that throughout all your life in order to improve in chess. There is no shortcut that you do this in 10 days, you will have a great result. Nothing works like this. So tactics at this level, you should always pay more attention to tactics and less opening per day. If like you should give 80% importance, 20% importance to opening, and 80% to calculation, book reading, studying live games, end game calculation, combination, all other stuff, reading book, best game collection. So whoever player you like, because as I said, where your heart is, there your mind will go automatically. It's like a philosophy. So whichever player you like, world champion or any, it can be Dubov also. So for some player, it can be Praganand also. Like Vishy Anand kid Akhil, he likes Pragananda. So for him, Carlsen, he doesn't even care Carlsen. Who is Carlsen? I don't even care. So whoever you like, and he has to be at some level. Study that player game. So when you have love for something, you will do with a lot of devotion will be there. If there is love towards one topic, you will do with much more attention and you will care a lot about that topic. So find what you love and do it. And opening, it has to be 80-20, remember. Once you cross 2300, 2200, then it's a different topic. But right now, 80-20 rule, and what you practice every day. Best games you have to study, practice best game, and you try to play games and you try to analyze those games. The way you analyze these games, the way I was trying to find out, so to study those games, the way I spotted all this mistake, try to find those mistakes in your game. Like, don't play a lot of games. Like, then you will be not able to analyze games. You will be keep on playing only. So try to limit yourself. Like, don't play out of tilt. So many of you may not be knowing what is the, maybe if you know what is the meaning of tilt, that will be good. TILT. So you should not play out of tilt. If you lose any game, don't out of emotion, don't keep on playing. That's very important principle. So have control over your emotion, and let's make a rule, right? 4 games I will play, 2 with white, 2 with black, and after each game I will analyze those games, so that you will, with the time, you will be able to check your opening. You can improve your little by little. You can improve your opening stuff. So daily, let's say 4 games, a blitz, 2 white, 2 black, and you can have some best game thing. Because there is a move by move. There is a book where some FM wrote. Is a very good book. Move by move. Every move he wrote the meaning behind that move. That book, a Ramesh sir book, and tactics. pay a lot of attention. And Ramesh sir books or Dvoretsky books, but Dvoretsky books maybe can be a bit higher level. Ramesh sir books, he wrote a lot of very good things about fundamental chess. That's a very good book. So I'm talking about long run stuff. So right, even in the short term, this is what you have to do. You have to solve a lot of tactics, minimum 4 games. But if you play 8 games, analyze those games. It's important. So daily 1 hour tactics minimum, and best games of whoever you like, and opening, which structure I have to play, piece placement. The openings which you are playing, try to see a high rated player, 1001 games, piece placement, pawn structure, what to aim, what to avoid, all these things. Okay.
Guys, was it clear for you what Debashish has suggested?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the session was very intense. I think very deep. Also, Debashish has done such great homework. He studied so many of your games. I hope you found it useful, and maybe in even if from your games you learned this much, I think just overall the approach which Debashish has as a grandmaster, as a trainer to chess, you should try and implement that, because it will help you in the long term, in the long run. Yeah, because all of you have such a big ambition, all of you want to become great players. So please do learn from this. Maybe you can watch this video again later on, so you can learn a lot of things. Yeah.
And focus towards learning, not towards result. So like this week I will finish this, I will study this thing, or like say this month I will focus studying this book. Towards learning, focus towards learning, because long run result you will get, no one can stop you. If you systematically focus towards learning, you will get it. इस week में ये चीज सीखूंगा, next week में ये चीज, next week में ये चीज. After a long time you will learn a lot of things. But if you want a very quick result, things will backfire. Okay.
Rihan, what have you written so much? Can you show?
He's writing here. That's good.
Wow, so much. Very good. Okay, later on you can send a picture in the group what you wrote.
Okay, so you can from like I saw many player games and I told so many things. If you remember, you can watch this video again and you can do.
Okay.
Because if one topic, if one player has one weakness, if other player has the same weakness, I didn't discuss that thing. Only the different part of weakness I discussed. Okay. Yes.
Guys, did you enjoy? Just if you enjoyed, you can give a thumbs up. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Great.
Fantastic.
So
you will stay in touch with Debashish on the WhatsApp group that you have, and also if you have any questions, please do let us know. And thank you all for attending today's session. I know it went a little late, but I hope you are all okay with it and you can have your dinner now. I think it's a great privilege to learn from Debashish. Debashish, thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure. So, Shashini says, when you became GM, I was born in that year. Okay. Yeah, that now recently I'm getting all this kind of. Before I used to tell to Kiran Georgiev that when I was born, that time you are 2600. Now people are telling me the same. This is a karma. What you say, that comes back to you. Now my student says the same thing what I used to say. Okay.
Okay, Shashini, thank you so much for being here in spite of your bad internet. And guys, see you, and we'll have the playing session very soon.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Chalo, bye, Sagar bhai.
Bye. Thank you, Debashish. Thank you so much. Bye. Guys, this was Team Debashish at the India's Got Chess Talent, and I hope you liked it. It was a very, very intense session. I think a lot to learn for any serious chess player, and this is exactly what we wanted to do with India's Got Chess Talent, where all these talented players who are hungry for chess knowledge, who are hungry for direction, improvement, get to learn from a very good trainer, a very good coach, and clearly, I think a lot to be learned there, and a lot to learn about chess, about psychology, about good moves, and everything. So, thank you all for being here, and I'll see you all tomorrow. The next session is with Shyam Sundar tomorrow. Wings of Fire is his team, and there will be 8 new students who will learn from him. So until then, guys, take care. Thank you all in the chat for being there. Bye bye.